Greetings, I'm Dean Archimedes, founder of the Keep and mentor to every generation of Keepers since its creation. But that's all you need to know about me. There are many other things you must know. The world is Zaxria, a place once torn from shore to shore during the eradication. A period of time nearly 220 years ago, when mass-spread chaos laid waste to the entire world. That was until order was restored. In the 43rd year of the eradication, the Keep was established. The Keep, being an institution dedicated to shaping honorable and good men and women into the Keepers of Zaxria. They are the mightiest of heroes, of different backgrounds, all joined together to defeat the evil that constantly tries to throw Zaxria into chaos. It is currently the 75th year of the Epoch of Peace. They have already faced hardships of which previous generations have never seen. But they are nothing compared to what lies ahead of them. A world of deep history filled with diversity, culture, and teeming with life. Zaxria is made up of a variety of kingdoms and continents. The central mainland is Ophelia. The west of Ophelia is home to the breathtakingly tall redwood trees of Norway. Here resides the elves that protect the forest by any means necessary. Opposite that, to the far east, is the great Brimshire mountain range, where deep inside lies the mighty dwarven stronghold of Yordgard. A long venture southeast of Ophelia, across the gorgeous yet treacherous waters of the Klemt Sea, you'll find yourself on the continent of Azash, in the tropical jungles, where the proud Bengaran people live and pursue a life to one day be worthy of returning to the Beastlands in their truest form. To the far west, across miles of ocean, there is a chain of islands, where the prosperous human kingdom of Southbrook rules the sea with their formidable naval armada. Then, somewhere to the far, far north of Ophelia, amidst the Dragon's Maw Ocean, the Dragonborn reside amongst an island that many leave but few can find. They chose to stay in isolation after eradication for fear of something similar ever happening again. Lastly, floating in the northeast, a land of nothing but frigid cold and endless winter. Now that you know more about Zaxria, let me introduce you to the heroes that safeguard it.
Hi guys, I'm Connor Kepler. I used to think of myself as a normal guy. I just wanted to live a normal life, held with my grandfather in his study in the city of Southbrook. Since a very young age, I've been raised by Grandpa Edmund, who took me in after my parents' deaths not too long after I was born. Grandpa Edmund is a well-known astronomer and educator. From a young age, I became a student under my grandpa instead of attending a normal school with the rest of the children. I can remember from a young age, wizards and educators of the sort would visit my grandpa on many occasions to learn and seek his counsel. My life was normal. That is until my powers manifested. The first instance of this probably happened somewhere around 15 or 16 years ago. Something happened inside of me that I cannot explain. But the easiest way for me to try and explain it is that the galaxy and I became one. Almost anything and everything I have learned, along with things I have not, about the galaxy became clear. The sheer amount of information that I took in left me lost. For a long time I shut myself away. Then, one day, another student came to seek my grandfather's counsel. This person showed a layout that spanned across the whole room of Zaxria's galaxy. Upon looking at this site, everything started connecting together. Constellations began showing themselves, and the ley lines of the galaxy began connecting together once again. My eyes changed colors from a newborn sun's glow, then to the glow of a moon, and lastly a twinkling of the stars. I was then able to use really basic magics. Stars, asteroids, black holes, anything to do with outer space, that's my thing. Since joining the Keep, I have found a new sense of pride and duty. People normally refer to me as the smart guy in the group, reading books and even straightening up a library once or twice. My quest to the Keep started as a journey for love. Then recently, it's taken a change since I died. Yes, literally died. Going to fight a shadow beholder no less named Tenebris. Thankfully, my pal Finn, who is also a keeper, was able to resurrect me through time magic, with the help of a secret society, of course. Although, that came with a catch. I would only have 16 years to live, so now I would like to gather as much knowledge as I can. Along our journey so far, I found a book with detailed, ancient, and long-lost spells that only those with my powers can obtain. There are more out there, and I would enjoy learning them in hopes of growing my powers and helping those in need.
Greetings. I am a sentient knight of the Iandros Protectorate, but my friends call me Skip. I'm a warforged that stands roughly 8 feet tall, but don't let my size fool you or scare you. I am here to help. When it comes to my past, it's a little hazy to say the least. I know that I come from a long-lost city named Iandros, somewhere in the islands of Southbrook. According to Zaxrian history, it does not exist, and those who have any recollection of it have long since passed. From what I've been told, I am at least 250 years old, and I guess this is a long time. For me, I've never really focused on this thing people call time. I remember the city flooding long ago, and I searched for it, but wasn't able to find it. Instead, what I found was the shores of Ophelia. It led me to the keep. While there, my entire existence and what I stood for, the things I believed in, it all changed. I found Aphiel during my time there, the goddess of love, life, and hope. She showed me what it is to be kind and to feel. It has all been strange to experience, but I gained many friends that I consider to be my family since my time at the keep. I became a keeper of Zaxria through many hardships with them, and we have lost people. I remember what it felt like when we thought we lost Connor. I never want to feel that way again, so I vowed to protect every one of my friends, and all those who cannot protect themselves. When I found Aphiel, I gained much more than just feelings of love, anger, and joy. I have begun to experience things Connor has called dreams. Dreams where I see a human man. He is a soldier, a husband, and a father. His name is Timothy. But who is he, and why do I keep having these dreams from his perspective? I have vowed to protect Zaxria, but with these new emotions, I also have become curious. And I seek answers about myself, about medicine, how to help better, and how to be better.
Hello, friend, and Malar bless you. My name is Moldrak. I've always felt an attachment to nature and the elements. I'm a Bengaran, a proud people who've evolved from beasts and typically thrive in the humid jungles of Azash. But I never grew up in Azash like most Bengaran. A few generations ago, there was some disagreement, and my grandfather, along with a few others, left the jungles. They wandered until settling down on an island in the frozen tundras of the north. My grandfather said that it made him feel alive. We existed in peace, until one day we were forced out of our village by the frost giants who roamed the frozen tundras of the north. We barely made it to the shore in time, one of them barreling towards us with his large club just in reach to slam it down upon us. I yelled as loud as I could and threw my hands up, bracing for impact, but there was no impact. Instead, I opened my eyes to find a wall of ice between us and the giant. The villagers said that when I threw my hands up, the wall of ice appeared, but it just left me confused. It was after that I began to discover my talents for controlling the elements. I knew I needed to get stronger and to learn more. When we reached Ophelia, I was told of the keep, a place where heroes are born, where they go to gain strength, honor, and glory. They could hang on to the last two, but I needed to get stronger to protect my tribe. I promised them that I would return strong enough to take back our home. But at the keep, something happened. My tribe grew. I met a group of people who I could trust with my life, and who I would give my life to protect. And we even became keepers. It wasn't really my goal, but if it gets me closer to being able to protect my people, then so be it. Struggling and fighting against great evils, I knew strength alone would not be enough. I needed to train my mind and to learn more about my abilities. To find someone like me is rare, but the teacher might just give me the edge I need against that beast.
Oh, hey there. Name's Apex O'Hara, Dosaronoman, but y'all can call me Apex. I come from a far southern tribe on Azash, a Saronoman tribe, and boy do I have a story to tell you. You see, a long time ago, an elder in our tribe stumbled upon a weird goo-like material. It was real strange. It would move in such odd ways and do such bizarre things. They had no idea what it was. Fortunately for one of the elders, they got a little too close for comfort, and the rascal got hold of them. It was kind of gross if I gotta be honest with you. He started entering the holes of his body and changing the way he looked. He had these dark black veins in his freaking arms started to turn to massive black club, hammer, sword looking things. Anyway, shit was gnarly, and they were able to bring him back to the tribe and try and assess him. Turns out, whatever the fuck that thing is, needs a human to survive. So every so often, when whoever hosts it is ready to die, we have a ceremony to transfer it to someone else. Now you might ask, Apex, what the fuck are you doing? This thing is some weird, unholy creation sent by the gods and will kill you all. Do they have to say? Shit. Yeah, you're probably right. But the powers this thing gives the host is nothing unlike anyone on Zosh has seen before. They can jump super high, run incredibly fast, and punch like a fucking giant. The weird thing is, the types of powers change from host to host. One generation, the guy was able to restore limbs that had been amputated. The next guy after lost a limb, and the poor bastard just died. But then the next lucky fellow was able to turn his arm to a massive greatsword. Jump forward a few years, and now yours truly is next in line. I ended up laying down on the table to begin the ritual, and I remember being in a deep thought, thinking to myself, oh shit, no, fuck! As I contemplated this strange thing becoming one with me. After it happened, I felt so much stronger and faster. I was all over the place, climbing trees without breaking a sweat. I actually don't have a ton of recollection of what happened after then. I remember something real bad happening. People were dying. Homes were on fire. There were screams for help. I can't remember.
Don't worry. I will never forget.
Coming to a theater near you. Alrighty. Hello and welcome to Zaxria. My name is Billy Howe. We are Knights at the Not So Round Table. We've got a small group here today, but doesn't stop us from playing some D&D. I'd like to thank our most recent follower, Dolgrim. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And then I also forgot last week to tell everybody to follow Ashley on Twitch. Pandemonium, right? Pandamewnium. Totally forgot that she was doing all that. So be sure to follow her too. Also, bear with us still. We're still trying to work out the audio and all the kinks and making sure everything is working well. We know that we had some like rubbing issue or something going on last week that was I had no idea what it was, but we tried to figure it out, but we're trying to do what we can. Without further ado though, let's get right into this and dive into where we left off last week. So, returning from Port Rumenheim, which had been plagued by a coven of hags that were this coven to Gragda, which you found to be the god of pestilence or something of the sort. The eye that you had taken from the coven, the box that you also have from the coven, you had brought those things to the forbidden city or religious city of Teneveth. You sought out High Priestess Kylaria, as Skip knows her, them both being followers of Afiel, bringing her this eye, which you had discovered is some sort of an eye that Gragda used in order to scry into this kind of material world that you guys are on and speak to the hags by that means and kind of have them do his bidding. Getting to Teneveth and finding the High Priestess, she took this eye, you can imagine she probably knew somewhat of what it was, knowing that it wasn't good, had crushed it in her hand and been rid of it, had told you to find a safe spot for the box in order to, hide that, and you had gone to the city with the 3 hag bodies in order to be rid of them on consecrated ground, which the High Priestess said that they would deal with. Also, while being in the city of Teneveth, Zarvarex had ventured to the temple of Keranos, who is the god of storms and thunder and lightning, upon getting in there, had found a dwarven individual by the name of Uldar Stormcaller, who said he was going to pretty much be your mentor, and had been waiting for an individual like you for some time. Somebody born of the storm. He told you that you are no longer just Zarvarax, you are Zarvarax Stormborn. Very quick encounter with him, kind of telling you to, be able to quell and control that storm and return when you felt that you were more prepared to kind of take that next step into learning more about your abilities and where they come from. All of you now kind of discussing throughout, the night and figure out what the next best step would be. Wake up within your tents, kind of sitting around to do as you wish. Skip is around, Neris, everybody's still here. It's just up to you guys what you want to do. Nobody's trying to kill you currently, so you're kind of ahead of the game.
That we're aware of.
That's how we gauge how well off we are.
Yeah.
There's still someone trying to kill us, or kill you guys.
That's true. Yeah. I think the plan was to head back to the keep, though.
Yep. Yeah, talk to Simon.
Who?
What's his name? Simon.
Yeah. That's the master carpenter individual.
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to see if he could hopefully get a ship together.
So wait, are we back at the keep?
No, we're
Not yet.
on
You
our
guys
way.
are just at Tenebeth, have just woken up inside of those tents, like on the cots and everything, just kind of coming to.
And we need a ship. One that's capable of getting us to Southbrook.
Almost to Southbrook.
Well, yeah, we could probably stop there
Yeah.
afterwards.
As long as we know how to keep, it's fine with me.
I feel better. I'm ready to go.
Good. Yeah, you looked like shit yesterday.
I felt like shit yesterday.
So.
Everybody ready now? Alright.
Y'all gonna skip? Y'all, all your business taken care of here? What you gotta do?
Yes, I'm fine. We can go whenever.
Right on.
The sooner we get to Iandros, the better.
True.
Understood.
Works for me.
To the keep.
Alrighty. So, beginning your travel to the keep, it's only about 2.5, 3 days from here. Especially with the current kind of weather conditions along your travels, they are very calm. There's not a lot of rainfall or anything along those lines. Is there anything during your travels along the way back that you would wish to do?
I guess while it's fresh in my mind, Zarvarax is gonna try something. He's pretty much just gonna while they're camped out, kind of sit there and meditate and try to clear his thoughts and give a shot at trying to access the storm without being angry. Although he doesn't know what to do, so he knows what he's doing is kind of fruitless.
Make a wisdom check for me.
All right. $17.
17. Okay. As you begin to kind of sit and focus as best you can, your mind is very muddled at times. Most of the time, your thoughts are kind of very, very lull and spaced out, and there's not too much thought going on all the time. It's just this kind of constant just bleh of kind of thoughts that you have. But you end up getting to a point where you relax a little bit and try to really, really focus, but then you actually anger yourself from trying to focus and are unable to, and then the storm kind of slightly crackles along your arms and stuff, and you realize that it's a lot more difficult than you had imagined trying to push it forward, but you feel while you're thinking of trying to do so, you actually get angry and it forces itself out in that way, and then you're able to just kind of calm down and realize that you're not fully, there yet, and not even having, the tools or any idea of what to do yet, but are able to, try every now and then, but it just keeps forcing itself out because you're getting frustrated not being able to do it, and then it comes forward, and then it's just this vicious cycle that you keep going back and forth on.
Okay. Sounds about right.
So, on the third day of getting your travels going, just so we can kind of get to the keep, Alrighty. You make your way kind of up over this hill as you have done several times before, kind of looking down at the keep. You can see the sun kind of from the east cresting over, going to atop these kind of large statue-like buildings where the statues actually, the building structure itself is the statues of the four original keepers, and then that large tower in the center, like actually seeing the keep from the distance. You can actually see that the gate is actually up at the keep during this time. Not sure why, it doesn't seem like anything too serious, but the drawbridge is up, that kind of moat that's around it sitting there, all of the walls that are standing. You can see people kind of moving their way across the kind of guard walls that are there. There are people that are kind of making their way around in the central market area, or just thoroughfare of the keep itself, making your way down over towards the gate that's there. You can see across the way, like where the wall is, kind of head kind of pokes its way over. Not familiar face, just kind of in guard gear, uniform and stuff. All right, let them in. It's the keepers. Just let the gate down. Yeah, let it down. They're here. Somebody kind of they walk and kind of stumble over. They seem like they're not very busy, but they're trying to be professional. They just don't have a lot going on. So he just runs over and starts like cranking down the drawbridge. Gets down far enough to where you guys all begin to cross. Returning, you're greeted with all of these like warm welcomes as always. People smile and wave as you begin to come in. You can feel the season is getting a little warmer too, as opposed to when you first arrived here and the snow was just starting to melt. It's now pretty much gone. There's no more ice or snow just kind of sitting around. And it's a little strange too, especially because you came from Azash where it was just always warm, and then getting here it being a little colder, and now it's getting warm again. Just now getting into the keep also, you can see that many of the people that are in here are kind of making their way around, like, I wouldn't say like getting ready for something, but they just seem like they are. A lot of the people here are not familiar. You haven't seen a lot of their faces. They seem to have different goods that they're bringing to the keep or getting from the keep. Maybe people that are bringing like food supplies in, or people that are taking supplies out. You do recognize a couple people. You don't really remember their names, but you've seen them in Cray Dune. They seem to be bringing like crops and things here, and then making their way out. People are just passing every now and then. You do not see Bernard, though. Bernard Heedsman, you don't see him anywhere along, or his wife, or Charlie for that matter. But making your way through, you do find the steps of the keep kind of out in front of you, leading to the keep itself, the barracks over to the right, and then, general goods, the tavern that's over to the left, and the other kind of buildings that are all around the sides for you guys to go wherever it is that you wish to go.
Go look for,
Should we give our report to the dean?
Oh, yeah, we should probably do that first. I was just like straight to the guy who makes the ships.
I think we should probably talk to the dean first.
Yep, good
So
idea.
he knows we're here.
Of course.
Makes sense, yeah.
Everyone want to go?
Yep.
All right.
Sure, why not?
Alrighty, so ascending the steps into the keep, you don't seem like you're on a mission, but you definitely seem like you're heading in kind of one direction to get up to the top of the keep. You don't seem like you're trying to stop and go anywhere. So people that you see, like Professor Vandel, kind of like gives a quick wave to you as you walk by, seeing that you have some business to attend to. Making your way up the steps, it's a little bit of a climb. It's probably a good 4 or 5 flights of stairs equivalent to just getting to the very, very top where all of the offices are. Once you get up there, you can see several of the office doors are kind of cracked open. The door to the far end where the dean's office is actually shut over at that side. You gotta make your way over and knock on the door. A little bit of time, you hear like a then comes over to the door, opens it up. It creaks a little bit. Greetings, keepers, friends, please, make your way in. As you all kind of pile into the office, for you, Zarbrax, and Neris, the two of you never really being in here during your time at the keep, aside from maybe every now and then, but never really having a description of it. There's kind of this large convex arched window on the back side of the room itself. It's very, very well organized. You can see that there are several odds and ends all throughout the room itself. There's this kind of tattered banner up on the side of the wall that all of you recognize, all the keepers to be the Dreadhand tribe. It's just kind of tattered in this glass kind of display case. You can see that there's a painting on the wall of the Dean and a kind of older gentleman, not too much older, that resembles the Dean a little bit. You guys knowing again this to be Joffrey Huttrell, his brother. You can see that there is this kind of large desk in the center where he is sitting most of the time. All of the furniture is this kind of deep mahogany colored wood. There's this large kind of piece of glass that sits on top of the desk that's like the focal point of the room itself. And then beneath that glass, you can actually see is like a map of all of Zaxria that's kind of beneath it. That is a lot more professionally drawn and accurate than the one that that Finn did for you guys a while ago, or had. There are also papers that are just kind of stacked upon the desk, and the Dean makes his way over and sits at the chair, kind of uprights himself and looks out towards all of you. I'm relieved by your presence. I mean, I wasn't too worried, but I knew you'd be victorious, but sometimes with victories there are defeats, so seeing all of you standing here brings me joy. What of your quest? What do you have to... Everything is good, I'm assuming?
Well, we were able to determine that the issue for the plague was a coven of hags ran by Gragda, the god of pestilence.
He kind of nods. I've heard of Gragda before. Not too familiar. Not really familiar with hags for that matter, but have heard of them.
Yeah.
They're like witches.
After defeating them, we were able to figure out ways to cure the plague. And after that, we headed over to Teneveth, spoke with the High Priestess there, who was able to give help back to the port.
Greg was trying to, I believe, open a portal to this world because...
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, I think we destroyed some kind of portal when we were fighting the hags.
Good, well, wherever all of it came from, it can stay there now. Anything else of note along your travels?
Probably going to be leaving again soon.
He kind of nods. Oh, that's good. Yeah. To see Zaxria and everything you protect is probably good. We've kind of got a bit of an update for all of you. We've sent messengers out a while ago to all of the kingdoms that we could in order to get a little bit of a status report, or if you would, from all of them. Sent them to and have heard from the Old Guard, Azosh, Venore, and Southbrook. Venore is completely at peace. They deal with their own kind of constant conflicts, but nothing that requires intervention, as if they would accept it by any means anyhow. Word has spread to them, though, and they accept you and acknowledge the part and role that you play. The Old Guard has resolved its problems with the Durgar army that was beneath the city. Orem actually led the charge to attack them and push back the army. They were victorious and have brought safety to the Old Guard, so all is well there. Southbrook, from what we heard, is in a bit of turmoil with its leadership. Alton Prescott is leading with a strong hand, which is not been taken too kindly by many of the people. There's revolts that happen here and there, but Southbrook is, although a chain of islands, the most populated kingdom in all of Zaxria. So it's kind of hard to manage it all from time to time and please everyone. It's nothing too serious is occurring there, though, so it's all good and well. And Azosh is flourishing. Its people are safe and feel at ease, no longer affected by the Yonti, and that is all thanks to you. As you were saying you're leaving, it seems Zaxria is in a time of peace and is at ease, so take this time to do as you wish. Travel, relax, study, See, Zaxria,
We're probably not gonna do much relaxing, but we're definitely going to explore. Be careful, Dean Archimedes. I don't think we've seen the end of. No, peace only lasts so long.
no, yes, it does, and that's why you're here to keep it. The world's better for having all of you in it. Good work, all of you. And for those efforts that you've been putting in, I have a bit of a surprise for you. Whenever you're ready, meet me by the front gates, and we'll go on a little bit of a journey.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's go talk to that other guy first, and then we can go.
Yeah. And you speak to Simon.
He kind of raises his hands. I have a bit of things to attend to beforehand, so I'll meet you
That's
there
fair.
when I can.
Us two.
Alright. You all make your way out and begin to step out before the dean kind of stands up. Connor, if you could, a moment, please stay. Moldrak, Skip, Ander as well, please. I'll kind of sit and wait inside while Apex and Sarbrax and Neris make their way out into the kind of central area by the offices there. You guys standing and waiting out there, or you're just making your way somewhere else?
Probably gonna roam to where those the classrooms were that it was before.
Okay.
I don't
Gotcha.
know where he's going, but
do it right here. Gotcha, yeah. It's ASMR. Alright. You just waiting outside, or you want to go roam around or do something else?
Is there like a courtyard?
There is. There's kind of like the central courtyard when you first walk into the keep. There's kind of like this well that has kind of wrapped around it like a general store, a tavern, and then a kind of empty building. And then there's like this small, like, kind of a post office or some semblance of one. And then actually through the keep to the other side, there's like a training ground area where they have a shed that's full of like dummies that you can grab and things of that nature.
We're gonna go to the training grounds.
Okay. Anything in particular you want to do there?
Gonna hack into shit very angrily.
Got it. Alrighty.
And I think at this point, Neris might kind of disappear for a little while.
Okay. Probably head over to the barracks where you guys were
Yeah.
like just kind of hanging out. Got it. Alright. So, you guys within the office. The dean kind of looking out towards you all. So, for the individuals that have been accompanying you, your newly found allies, what are your thoughts?
They seem to be able to hold their own, and they've helped us a lot, especially with the hags.
Good.
It was a very close one. Closest we've gone.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we would have survived it without them. That being said, I don't know. We still don't really know that much about them. I don't think any of their intentions are evil by any means, but I don't know. We just don't know that much about them yet, so.
Especially that scare with Apex.
Yeah. Apex is a little bit, he does some weird things.
What do you mean by scare?
Sort of, I don't know, possession? Would that be a good way to explain it?
Yeah, I guess, like, his abilities, it's like he wasn't in the, he wasn't driving the carriage, if you catch my drift.
I do understand what you're saying, but
It's like his abilities kind of took over, and he didn't do anything bad, I don't think,
No.
but he kind of lost control. I think he's okay now. I think he's doing better. It was
Yeah,
a
I mean,
the
since the
the
fight,
s-
nothing's happened.
yeah, the stuff. I mean, there was a lot to deal with. Never having left Azash and seeing all this crazy stuff, I think that might have been a bit of culture shock, just shock in general.
Yeah.
Very well. Well, as you said, don't know them too well. Maybe best to keep them close and learn more about them.
Yeah.
Find out their intentions. Zavrax and Neris had come to us with good intentions, it seemed, for the most part.
Yeah.
So,
A little bit wild, but good so far.
just keep an eye on them, and the dragon as well. Had my run-in with a few in my lifetime, and never was a good experience. I'm trying to shed a different light upon that. And with Apex, learn all you can. As long as you still continue to trust them, I'd say keep them close and bring them along with you, as they can be a help.
Yep.
Like I said before, show them their abilities can be used for good. We need it now, and I'm sure we'll need it more than ever as time continues.
Yeah. All right.
Before I send you on your way, is there anything else?
I feel like he's looking for us to tell him something.
There is one other thing. While we were trying to figure out who the hags were and what they were doing, we stumbled upon a box.
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point.
Within the box, we don't know its contents, but the inscriptions upon it are something along the lines of, "Release the messenger, it's the beginning of the end."
The beginning of the end is a phrase I've heard before. I would like to see this box, at least with Fandel and
Yeah.
some other people. We
This
won't
is
look at it
regarding
here.
We have it safely stored, but here might be a good place to keep it because of that barrier that you have against evil.
He kind of nods. Yes, if we can take it to the hall of Keepers below and be safe from any unwanting eyes.
Okay.
As you said, maybe a safe place to keep it as well.
Yeah. Well, we have it where nobody's gonna find it right now. You want to see it now? You want to wait till later?
We'll wait till later. After I show you what it is I wish to show you, we'll bring it back here and we'll all go down there and place it somewhere.
Yep.
How's Simon been? Has he been helping out?
He has been. He's actually a little part of the surprise I have for you.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's who we were going to see, so we may as well just...
He's not here currently.
Oh, okay.
He's occupied elsewhere. But I do still have a few matters to attend to before, so I'll meet you at the gates when I am able.
Okay.
All right.
Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Apex, making your way down towards the rooms that are kind of all around. The keep itself is a very large building. You find yourselves at time like getting lost and looking in all the hallways almost appearing to be the same. Make your way down a floor and look down into some rooms, trying to figure out where the hell you're at. You end up coming across the room where Professor Fletcher was. You can see that he's actually still in there, just sitting at a desk with some papers, kind of a mess on his desk, but he's sorting through them, kind of writing things down, stacking things up. Looks towards the doorway. Apex, right?
Hey, how's it going, Fletcher?
It's going good. Good to see you.
Find out anything good? Anything interesting?
In regards to you, no, not really. Other things, though. Yeah, sorry. Is there...
I was wondering.
I've been doing everything I can. I'm busy with this and that, and we're kind of all over the place, but I have been looking into it. If I find anything out, you'll be the first one to know.
Right on. trying to remember if there's any useful information I can tell you about it.
Yeah, anything you have would help.
Oh, they would tell me that he kind of like came out, I guess.
Is it, come in, close the door.
Sure, yeah, me. No problem.
Came out?
Yeah, like,
What exactly was it?
I don't know, I guess he was talking to him. I don't remember anything.
Kind of grabs a quill and dips it in some ink and it's in there. He said something was speaking with whom?
Yeah, my buddy's the keepers. Yeah, he was talking to him. Or me. Or what? I don't know. Like I said, don't really remember too much of it. Told me I was acting weird.
Do you often find yourself not remembering things?
Can't remember it right now. Does that mean that I have a problem remembering things?
I'd say it's safe to assume so, yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Some stuff escapes my memory sometimes.
Well, me and Vandel have actually been looking into a few things to... It's very powerful magic. We're unable to even do it, but Vandel thought it would be a good idea to maybe try to pry into your mind and look at your memories. Try and pull them forth and see if we could find more answers that maybe you're forgetting or whatever it is keeping you from remembering.
That sounds exciting.
It's,
Yeah, I thought about doing it to myself.
like I said, a lot more magic, a lot more powerful magic than Fendel is capable of, so he's reaching out, has been doing so since you had left, so we're just waiting on word back.
Huh. I was supposed to go somewhere underwater, so, should I just stay here?
I'm sure it'll take some time for the message to come back anyhow, so
Huh.
as long as it doesn't seem too urgent, you should be alright. You look okay.
I think so, yeah.
Do you feel alright?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was a little sick, but I think that's all gone. That plague stuff real nasty.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Yeah.
It went well then?
You know, kill some people with like green skin, white light, you know, white, green. It wasn't blue, was it? I don't remember. Lightning between fingers, they're really long. Ugly as a motherfucker.
Not my area of expertise, but good work.
Yeah.
You seem to be fitting in just fine with the rest of them.
Yeah, I think so. They haven't killed me or anything, so that's good.
I'm sure they won't kill you.
And they don't seem like the type that new guy, that dragon fella, he looks like he could. Real quick. Don't want to get on his bad side.
Not had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but I'm sure he could. You're all
Yeah,
very...
Zod? No, Zavax? Zavax. Yeah, that's the one. Big axe.
Yes, I have seen him.
Yeah.
I just did not know his
Don't
name.
get on his bad side.
I try to not get
Snap
on
him
anyone's
too.
bad side.
Yeah. Right on. So, how you gonna, you need to like, how you gonna get this message to me if I'm underwater?
I'll be here whenever you return.
Oh, alright.
Deal with it then.
Alright, fair enough. I can't swim too well, so hopefully I don't drown. That would suck.
Well, I'm sure they won't let you drown, though.
Yeah, but there's a city underwater. You heard about that?
Has been rumored, yes. Spoke with Skip on several occasions.
Yeah,
Iandros.
Yeah. It's wild. Anyway. Well, I guess that's all I came to see you for.
It's helpful. It kind of makes the plan that we had a little more on the dot, if you would. That's probably our best bet, is to try to pry your memories, see if we can figure something out in that way.
If I tell you I can do that, so, like, get people's memories and stuff.
You did not.
Oh. I can do it. I don't know if I can do it to myself, but I did to other people. Saw what they were seeing. Saw I found the hags. Found out where they were.
Kind of not. I'd say for now, try not to do anything too drastic. No serious changes to anything you have been doing when it comes to your abilities. I wouldn't try anything too harsh. You don't want to, if you say it's an it, maybe make whatever it is angry.
He seems like he's always angry, to be honest. From what I heard.
Kind of nod. Yeah, well, when the time comes and we're well prepared and have everything in order and are surrounded by people that can help, we'll get to it and see what we can figure out.
Yeah, sounds good. Alright. Have a good one, Fletcher.
You too. Make your way out the door, start kind of walking out into the actual keep itself. You guys making your way down the steps, find your way to that central hallway where the 4 portraits are kind of up on the sides of the first keepers, 2 on each side. You can see Apex kind of sitting there looking up at one of the portraits that are kind of sitting in the middle there.
It's a nice one.
You done?
Huh? What?
You guys all done?
Zarbrex is not there, it's just Apex.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
All
I saw
right.
Fletcher.
Cool.
Any news?
Cool guy. Yeah, nothing really. So he's let me know when they're gonna do some. They're gonna go into my head.
Could you go into your own head?
I thought about that.
I guess you're kind of already in your head, but
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Maybe it's just.
We haven't seen him use that thing on anyone living yet.
well, that's true.
Oh, we just made like a loop. Like I just keep seeing myself
no.
doing it over and over again.
Oh God.
And then your brain dead.
Yeah. Just be stuck that way forever.
Yeah, try not to die in any capacity in my brain or my body.
That's fair.
It's a good rule to live by.
Yeah.
That's the one. So yeah.
We should go find the big guy, and the dean said he wanted to meet us by the gate.
Oh, all right.
You know where he went?
Oh dear. I went this way. You went that way.
All right. Let's go try to find him.
Alright. Looking around a little bit, you go through the commons, you can see that people are actually like cleaning up what seems to have been some sort of a meal that was prepared, and the aftermath of everyone eating. Make your way out a little further down to the training grounds where you can hear loud kind of yelling, with followed by the sound of like wood getting smashed and torn apart. Kind of creak the door open and find just hay all over the place, bits of wood, just a complete mess on the training ground. Like little bits of lightning are kind of arcing around Czar right now. He's kind of breathing heavily while he's out there training. Kind of step out and look at him.
I have my back like away from them, and then like as they're kind of walking out, I let out like a huge roar, which kind of brings the storm up around me. And I just like wail my axe down on the dummy in front of me, and then like followed by like this huge arc of lightning that kind of comes up behind me and just like zaps it. And then like I like pull my axe back, and I just stand there breathing heavy again. And the storm kind of dies back down a little bit.
Hey!
I'm just gonna turn around like super quickly and be like, "What?"
Are you done?
Sure.
We have stuff to do.
All right. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Meet us by the gate.
Which way is that again?
That way.
Just straight that way?
Yep.
All right.
Can't miss it. It's a gate.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a minute to calm down, and then just as you guys start to walk out, I'll just kind of put my axe down and follow
Alrighty.
behind them.
Got it. As you guys make your way out, getting to the steps, you can see that Neris is like sitting on a barrel, Wraith kind of on her shoulder, makes his way and kind of steps down onto the ground, picks something up, and makes his way up, is eating it. She stands up, kind of drops down, starts walking with you guys as you pass. Kind of look back a couple of minutes later and can see Czar is like brushing like wood off of his shoulder, like hay, and like picking it off as he starts stepping down, making his way towards you at the gate. You can see that there is probably about 8 or so horses that are like near where the stables are that have been like brought up by some of the guards there. The dean himself is on a horse, has a little bit more of like travel gear on as opposed to just his normal kind of green robe. Has on a I can't think of what the hell those kind of hats are called, but it's almost like the reverse of that. It just kind of goes back. Sits a little, I can't think of what the hell the hat is called. But anyhow, he's got on a little bit of a thicker leather kind of greenish trench coat type jacket, these kind of deep brown leather pants, and these like kind of riding boots on. You're all going to want to mount up. We're going to get a little bit of a ride in to where your surprise is.
Okay.
I've never rode a horse before.
You'll be all right. Just try to stay in the middle. You'll just follow the others.
How do I get on it?
Step over. You're pretty tall. You just.
I'm just gonna kind of like flop on top of it at first.
There you go.
The dean just kind of turns towards
like
the
this?
gate.
Yep.
All right.
Just skip a
Punched over the horse.
Zavrax, you want to stand like your both legs, like you're sitting, like look how I am. And he has his celestial steed sitting. Yes.
Okay.
One leg over, yes.
Get down
and then
just
grab.
one leg on it.
Yep. There you are.
Do I just grab the ears?
No, don't grab the horse. The horse like throws its head to the side. Just grab the rope in front of you. And hold that.
Okay.
Yep. And then just stay in the middle.
Just
I'll stay behind you.
okay.
Don't be so tense. You're all right. You feel it kind of bob to the sides every now and then, and it's a little uneasy. You guys begin all kind of getting on the horses, mounting up, and making your way out. As you leave, you start to head east. Not really near Yoldgard or southeast towards Port Creed, but towards the actual shore itself, too. Making your way in that direction, you can see that you travel for at least half a day or so before the dean starts to slow down. You can see on the back of the horse that he's on, there is like a bedroll, what appears to be like a tent or something or the other. We'll stop here for the day. There's another half day of travel afterwards, so we're almost there. Just for now, take rest and we'll ride again in the morning.
Okay.
Kind of spins, gets down. Starts undoing the bedroll, sets it down, sits by it. Anybody gonna start a fire? I'm capable, but I'm sure all of you can do so. Between all of you, you get some wood, get it all kind of going and what have you. All right. The night kind of goes a little awkward. It's strange seeing the dean out in this setting. He's just kind of sitting at the bedroll, looking around, and looking at the sky, and it's a bit odd being outside of the keep, but it's quite nice.
Honestly, it's just nice not having people trying to kill you.
Yeah,
It's always a nice thing.
Yeah, I guess.
we still gotta keep our eye out for the League.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully they're not this far east.
Is that the one with the asshole that was
Yeah.
like giving that speech?
That's the guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for him. He seems like a rude dude.
Yeah. He wasn't nice.
Wait, so there is someone trying to kill us?
Well, multiple.
Not at the
Maybe
moment.
them. He might try to kill us, dude, while we're at it.
I wouldn't concern yourself. He doesn't know who you guys are. Well, maybe you, but I don't know.
Unless he look back at me, that'd be weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who exactly is this that you're talking about?
Leyland or something like that?
He's the leader of an underground group called the League of Coin.
Never heard of him.
They're just some
They
cutthroat scum.
My main place of stay is Brunswick.
Well, maybe stay away from that for a little while.
Yeah, they've tried to assassinate us like 4 times.
4 times.
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys went back there 4 times?
Nope.
No.
We haven't even been back there since.
Then how did it happen 4 times?
They just know where we are.
But you just said we're safe.
Well, safe is relative. We're always at... I mean, anybody could be killed anytime.
Best thing to say is when you see someone on the side of the road, don't go up to them and tell them you're a keeper.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that's what keepers are supposed to do.
Nope.
No.
We just ask if they need help. We don't tell them our identities.
Oh, I think I've told a couple people that already.
I wouldn't worry about it.
You would know.
Yeah, they'd try to stab you,
Oh, I'd
poison you.
probably kill them with my axe.
Yeah. Maybe. If they didn't paralyze you first.
If they're in a cot and it's destroyed, and they say a giant came through, they're bullshitting.
Was it a giant or a troll?
Troll, something really big.
Yeah.
Don't believe them.
I mean, Skip's pretty big.
Not as big as a troll or a giant. I can assure you of that.
Are they bigger than Wraith when he's like...
Yeah.
Oh.
They're,
Okay.
They're big.
Seems right. Never seen one, but he seems like a smart guy. So
They're big.
Never seen one.
Probably like 4 or 5 skips. Tall.
I was like, that's pretty wide.
Yeah. Maybe about that wide. I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see them if they're coming, probably.
Yep.
I would hope so. You'll probably hear them before you see them.
All right. Fair enough.
You accidentally scarred Zarvarax by saying that anybody can die at any time, because he's never really thought about his own mortality. So now he's just kind of sitting there quietly, like looking down at the fire, just like, wait,
He's
I
right.
can die.
Yep.
At this point, looking over, the Dean has kind of just rolled over and is falling asleep. Anybody taking watch? Everybody just going to sleep? What's going on?
I'll take watch.
Alrighty. Make a perception check for me.
Just a habit.
28.
28.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looking around, very peaceful, quiet. Not even really much wind. The fire is kind of burning straight up. The smoke itself is trailing straight up. It's not.
Just kind of like every so often I'll just like kind of manipulate the flames a little bit.
Gonna put your hand in it,
Yeah.
feel it. The warmth is there, but the intensity of the warmth is not enough to even do anything. You take your hand out, and even the fur isn't burned or anything like that. You can look at the sky and look around at the long, tall grass, trying to see if you can see anything in it. Nothing really seems close. You can see, kind of looking towards the east, what actually appears to be the water. A bit of the ocean, like the moon kind of shining on it. You can see you're fairly close to it, probably less than a day's worth of travel. Fall asleep, Skip wakes up, takes his watch. Morning comes and you all kind of wake up, stretch, begin to grab your belongings and pick everything up, pack up all of your goods. The Dean, up quite early, also has all of his things. You kind of wake up to him tying the bedroll on the back and kind of adjusting it. You see Skip walk over and kind of help him a little bit as he's having trouble getting it on there. The Dean jumps up onto the horse. Not much further.
All right.
Looks
Well, let's get going.
all of the horses kind of tied up somewhere and brought. You guys get on top and begin to ride out further east. You can see that you're heading towards the water where he's kind of riding towards. You travel for probably about 5.5 to 6 hours. So you'd imagine you're at least a good day or so from the keep. On foot, it's probably a good day and a half. But on horseback, kind of at a good galloping speed, you're not like in this full sprint on the horses or anything. It's just kind of this gradual gallop, like a light jog, if you would. You can see in the distance, kind of up a little bit of a hill against the shore, probably about 200 or so yards from the shore itself, so a little longer than the length of a football field or so. There is what appears to be this large bit of like stone that is being laid down. You can see probably about 24 or so workers that are making their way all around this, kind of stepping to the sides, pulling carts, pushing these kind of wheelbarrows, several tools that are in their hands. There's just all of this construction kind of going on around you. You kind of all ride up and take the horses. You can see that there is actually this kind of spot on the side where there's like a carriage and a trough with some water and hay that other horses are tied up to at the moment. Kind of all walk over and tie them off. The dean steps down and makes his way over to where you're probably about 80 or so feet from like where all of this is going on. You've been sleeping in barracks for some time, and I feel that that's not really fitting for a keeper, so we started this project, especially since Simon Grexel was looking for some work, and he had told me of what the work he was looking for was. It seemed like a good opportunity. It's an 8-bedroom estate that he's trying to build on the shore here. We're planning on maybe putting in a dock and other things for you to, use as you wish. So, sure, Simon is in there somewhere getting things done, so if there's any ideas you have or things you want implemented, I'd let him know and he'll be sure to make it.
Well, we were gonna have him build us a ship, but he looks pretty preoccupied now.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot on his hands for a little while.
Well, we're definitely gonna need that dock.
Might have to buy a ship, right? That was another plan.
Yeah, we can do that. You've got the money.
Glad you guys do.
I don't know any way to say thank you, Dean, because this is
You just did.
yeah, I mean, I guess that it doesn't feel like enough, though. This is like...
It's a nice place you guys got.
Yeah, I mean...
There are going to be 8 bedrooms, so you'll have plenty of room for whoever you wish to be with you, but
Yeah.
it's just a small token of appreciation to make things a little easier sometimes, and after the long, hard journeys, to have somewhere to call home to come back to. Somewhere that's yours, and not some dusty, damp, old stone barracks where several people have laid before, and,
Got to start somewhere.
well, you've come a long way, and this is well deserved for all of you.
Well,
It's not much right now, they're just laying the foundation, but feel free to go over, and like I said, if you have any ideas, Simon, I'm sure, will take them into consideration. Maybe additional rooms that need to be built on. I know that he's planning on making a total of probably 12 to 15 bedrooms. Well, not bedrooms, but rooms. 8 of them being bedrooms. Like I said, if you have ideas, let him know.
I do.
I'll be here, and whenever you wish to return, or if you wish to just go to Port Creed from here, I can find my way back.
I mean, I'm guessing we're probably just gonna head to the port from here,
Yeah.
so we've got to get going.
But, I want to go speak to Simon really quick.
Me too.
As you guys go to kind of walk away, the dean takes his hand out and kind of shakes all of your hands.
Thank you.
Thank you again, keepers. It's been a pleasure being there when you've learned and become the fine heroes you are today. And for you, Zavrax, Neris, and Apex, I know that there is a lot more ahead of you than you believe. Kind of gives handshakes to each of you. And the 3 of you watch as the dean, well, all of you watch, but watch as the dean, there's like this puff of red kind of flame and smoke as he turns from this human being in front of you into this probably 8-foot long, like in width, like wingspan, reddish orange feathered bird with this beak and a little bit of flame coming off the top part of it, the talons kind of standing there. kind of looks back, and then there's like this gust of wind, but you can feel heat that comes with it too, as he turns into a phoenix and just turns and flies off towards the keep. Disappears into the clouds, like far above any sight.
That was a better gift than the house. That was fucking sick.
What the fuck?
He is a phoenix.
What the hell's a phoenix?
It's like a bird that could never die.
Oh.
It's like Wraith, but with feathers.
Not exactly.
I mean, he was little, and then he was big, and then he flew away.
Yeah, very different though.
So you tell me, like, Zaxria could just cut him in half, and he'd be fine?
I don't think Zarvrex could cut him in half. No offense, Zarvrex.
I didn't plan on it. He's... I don't know where he's getting these ideas from.
He said it.
No, but I think he was just trying to give an example. But yeah, he wouldn't die.
Oh.
So wait. Can you turn into a bird?
Not that I'm aware of.
Have you tried?
No.
Why don't you go give it a shot?
How'd it... Should I start trying to turn into a bird?
Believe it or not, your attempt fails.
Oh, okay. So it's just him then.
Yeah, as far as I know, I've never met anyone like him.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, it really is. Alright, well, I'm gonna go talk to Simon.
You guys all gonna move around the spot here. You can see that there is this huge stone foundation that is being laid down and is still being added onto to be kind of placed. There's probably about 30 or so feet of like beach that's behind the actual estate. You can see where the front of it is going to be. It's kind of rectangular with this approach that you can see that leads up towards the front entryway. You can see that there is the like the water that's behind it. And looking around you, there doesn't seem to be any buildings for miles or anything really for miles. You can also see kind of to the north what is like the forest just before the Brimshire Mountains. You can see the silhouette of the mountains themselves. To the south, you can't really see water as the land kind of curves and curves outward a little bit as well, making it look more just like land. But to the east, though, you do see what is like the crystalline sea. Never really being on this side of the continent of Ophelia, like looking out at the sea, you can see that it has this very, very apparent shimmer to it during this time of day where the sun is kind of just coming up and it's all over the water and just kind of like almost giving this very, very crystal-like appearance to it with the waves kind of going up as it's glistening and bouncing off and giving off this reflective kind of light. You can look at it and then look at the foundation. You can see, like I said, probably about 24 or so workers that are all moving around. None of them don't really seem to notice you're here quite yet until you're pretty close to them. One of them kind of like dragging like a barrel to move it around, kind of makes his way. Oh, keepers, good to see you. Kind of makes his way past with a barrel full of like large bits of stone inside of it. You can see Simon is actually on top of the foundation with what appears to be 2 tables that he has in front of him. One of them has like a bunch of plans and things that are on it. The other one is just like this, almost like a notebook that he's just like writing down in. Alright, very well. Yes, you, there, come this way, please, this way. We need to break this and make all of the stonework come around the top here. I want the porch to come up this way. See how I have here? And he kind of writes onto the thing. Yes, this will be the entryway. The entryway will come to this, and then the... Keepers! Good to see you. Go, get out of my way.
Hello.
You can see that he is sweating. His eyes are kind of wide. He's kind of looking around. It is absolute... he kind of takes a rag and wipes his hands and kind of shakes. Greetings to you.
Good to see you.
Apex, right? Yes, good to see you.
How's it going, buddy?
Pleasure. We have not met. I am Simon Grexel.
Zarvrex.
Nice to meet you. Shakes. Kind of looks at her. She just... Oh, very well. Okay.
The dean told us to come see you if we had ideas.
Certainly. Yes, if you have ideas, please let me know what they are, and I will be sure to
You can go
implement
first.
them into the design. you know, for the bedrooms, extra rooms, things to be built on, things you
Yeah.
want, anything like that. I can
You can have a
try to do my
make it
best.
Like a tower.
Anything you want, I will try to do.
Okay, well, I know Connor had some ideas. I have some ideas.
It's nothing too big. I want just if you could make like a on one of the bedrooms, like a skylight.
Okay. Corner skylight, okay. Anything else?
Well, we're gonna need a dock. We're probably gonna buy a boat.
Okay, the dock is important. We were kind of in the... We don't know if we wanted to make one or if we didn't want to make one, but now that we know, we will make one. Dock, yes.
And then I pull out my sketchbook, and I take out a picture of that I had drawn of the sanctuary that's in Azash. And I'm like, could you make something that's kind of similar to this? It is like a garden sanctuary.
Alright, we can try to implement that. Maybe a courtyard like that is, yes, okay. Courtyard. Alright. Now, in the 8 bedrooms, Moldrak, Connor, Skip, and Ender, I was told that you would all take a bedroom, I would assume, right? The additional bedrooms, there should be 4 left, I assume, yes? Yeah. Will they be taking a bedroom, or is the bedrooms, do you want them to be uniform, kind of the same, off to the side, like guest room, almost guest house to the side?
No, they can have bedrooms.
I guess that's up to them.
Do you guys all want your own rooms? Do you want to share rooms?
I mean, my home's in Zosh, not really here.
Well, we can just leave it blank, and you can just stay there when you're here.
I don't know how to get home, so if you wanna make me a room, that'd be pretty cool, I guess.
Okay.
Any ideas?
Can I get a really large bed?
Very large bed for Zaxria, okay.
Thank you. I've been sleeping on the ground a long time, and a few times I've been able to. Sleeping in a bed's been pretty nice, but they've been a little small.
It's okay.
I will make a bed large enough for you. That is good.
I like sleeping in hammocks.
I can put a hammock in one of the rooms.
Okay, cool.
Very well.
Can there be trees in my room?
I can... I'm sorry, I don't know if I can put a tree in the room.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a plant,
We
like
can-
a tree.
We can put the hammock in the garden.
You could do that, yes. It's like the call the sanctuary, put a hammock in there.
I can just go sleep out in the woods where we came from. Fine with me.
That's fair.
If I have any say, I would appreciate if you would, sleep somewhere that, I have created to kind of give back to you for what you did for me on saving me.
Oh, that was all then.
It was you a little bit too, I would say. I mean, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I guess, but just kind of watching.
Anything else?
Do you know anything about dragons?
I have heard of dragons, read about them in stories.
Well, she has, he's little right now, but he gets bigger. He is a dragon. He won't hurt you, I swear. But maybe just a place for him to kind of do his thing when he's big.
Right, like a roost or something of the sort?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like maybe like a large house barn thing.
Very well, alright. So, let's see, 8 bedrooms. We have... It's estimated to probably take about a year to do the entire estate. The 4 additional rooms that are being made, there will be a full kitchen, full dining area, and then a kind of foyer entryway, and then there are 4 additional rooms built on as well. We can either take away some of the rooms or make the rooms how you want them. Maybe if you want one to be a study, something like a library, maybe something for training ground. I do not know what you want, but For the 4 additional rooms, do you want some taken away, or do you have ideas for what you want some?
A library would be nice.
Okay, so library, yeah.
I feel like
I think a training area, like outside, would be better than inside because you just from what you did yesterday, that's not good inside.
I will blow up the whole house.
I would blow up the whole house, unfortunately.
I think Ander would want some sort of laboratory.
Okay, I
Or-
can try to make a laboratory.
There's a place where he can make his poisons
Yeah, like a
without
lab.
killing us.
Yeah, maybe like good ventilation in there.
Good ventilated room.
Or killing himself.
Yeah. Really good ventilation. What do we have? 2 more? No. Library, training ground, laboratory. We have 1 more room.
Ander kind of steps forward. If we could actually have like a tinkering room and apothecary room kind of together, maybe just a good tinker's bench and like things like that, if everyone's okay with that. Like maybe mix the 2 together.
Works for me.
Apothecary, tinkering
Yeah,
type deal.
I mean, your room. You do what you want with it.
Alright, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Like, means a lot, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the room. Like, let me have it.
You already have. I mean, that's 2 rooms.
Okay. Well, just in one. It's not like,
I know, but like
2
you also have a bedroom.
yeah, you're right. So does that mean I don't get the...
No, you get both.
I get both? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Yeah, if I could have that, Simon, that would be great. So I am making the tinkering and apothecary one thing, trying
Yep.
to do? Okay, so that's... The ventilation still important in
Yeah,
the room?
very
Okay.
important.
Got it, understood.
You want like a balcony or something on your room? Something you can go outside and like.
That's what the skylight is for.
That's what the skylight's for. If I want to go outside, I can just walk outside. Do you want a balcony on one of the rooms?
I didn't know what he meant by skylight.
He wanted tree. In
I thought that was like the
room.
sun, like skylight.
Oh,
Like you want the sun in your
It's
room or
a-
something.
it's like a window on the top of the roof,
Oh,
What
so
if
you
it
can
rains?
see through.
Just
It's a window.
runs off.
It's not open.
It's glass.
Oh,
I'm just as lost as you. I'll be honest.
I would like to maybe have a temple or
Oh.
prayer room put
Yeah.
in, if possible.
Yeah. Sure.
It doesn't have to be directly to FEL, but just somewhere quiet.
You
And
could always do like some little shrines to your gods, like you with FEL. You know, I don't know about all your stuff, but maybe like a cool lightning bolt or something.
maybe put something from Malar in there too, if that,
Yeah,
that
true.
works.
Although I think I'd prefer that with the garden sanctuary.
Alright. Well, if I could have a temple, that'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, Simon, that's our 4th room.
Temple.
Temple it is.
I have a library, a good ventilated apothecary tinkerer's room, kind of combined,
Mhm.
and then the temple, and then the 4th room. I do not know. The training ground, I think we can actually do separate.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe put to the side.
God.
So
Really
4th room.
putting us on the spot here.
If you plan on being back sometime soon, before it is completed, I can maybe just leave that room empty for now, and if something comes to mind, we just add on to it and do what we can.
What about that dwarf fella that was with you? Is he
Oh
a
yeah,
keeper?
yeah. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just gonna stay home. Sounded like he was kind of involved in dwarf politics.
Oh, alright.
What about a nice meeting area where we can all get together and talk, for planning and whatnot?
Yeah.
I like that, like a war room or something.
Yeah.
Okay, with like maps and
I
maybe
like that. Yeah.
central table in the middle,
Made of stone.
maybe something on the side for weapons or things
Yeah.
to frame up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yes, like a
Like
war
a-
room,
like a
trophy
trophy
room.
Trophy war
All right,
room.
I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear. Okay.
Good idea. Glad
Box
we,
is not going in there.
wait.
glad we have this guy here.
We still have the box.
Trophy
Oh
room?
yeah,
Get
we
rid
never
of it.
We never showed it to the Dean. Fuck!
Now we gotta go back.
Now we have to go back to the keep.
What's going on?
Nothing, don't worry about Simon.
You kind of... I thought I did something wrong.
Trophy room.
Yeah.
Can I keep the whole head now instead of just these teeth?
From now on,
Depends.
maybe. Depends.
Yeah, that thing's like...
How big? Yeah, we'll see. When the house is built, we can make that call.
Okay.
And heads
Yeah, the size of the head will probably be important as
and
well.
decomposition.
Yeah. Well, I can freeze whatever he's trying to take back, but after that, we're gonna figure out how to stop it from. We're gonna have to figure that out.
I don't see the problem here.
All right, we'll figure it out later.
Okay.
I think that's all we had.
All right, I will implement all of these right away. All the bedrooms, probably 5 or so. We're probably going to do 4 on the. We're thinking maybe a 3-story estate too. So the room with the skylight will probably have to be at the very top. The other rooms can be beneath that, and everything else, the library, tinkering, temple, all of that will be main floor type of things, along with the kitchen, dining area, all of that, and the sanctuary. Maybe we can do a central courtyard that everything else wraps around on the main floor.
Well, that would be awesome.
Would you, this is asking a lot, but would you be able to make the war room into like a basement area?
We can do it. We can do it. We will. The entryway will have to be towards the back. Then now that the foundation is laid here, so we will go on the side there where there. Stop what you're doing over there! Stop it! No, pick this stone up. We don't want it anymore. They don't want it. Take it out. Take it out.
Oh man.
Take this stone out. I'm sorry. They didn't understand. We can put it right there though. It will go underneath and it will go into the room. So
Sounds great.
In the basement. Oh, I just put ZE in the basement.
In the basement.
All right, I have a lot of work to do, and it is an absolute pleasure to be able to create this for you.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Simon.
Of course. Pick up the stones.
We're going to go.
Okay, pleasure.
Yep.
He makes his way and walks over.
You should go enhance those guys.
Oh yeah. Hey, you guys need to pick up some stones.
Yeah, you can see people like with the barrels.
I pat him on the back and cast bull strength on him.
Oh, wow! Thanks, appreciate it.
Get that stone moving.
Yes, sir. Mr. Moldrak, keeper guy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Keep it going.
Starts moving.
Move faster. Carry more stone.
You can see some of the people are like sweating their ass off by the stone that they just put down, and they're like picking it up and like getting underneath it to get it unset from the ground. But there's a lot of like, banging construction, like wood, stone, clinking of metal, all sorts of stuff going on. But you can kind of see like the bones of what's being made, and it seems like it's going to be pretty. And looking kind of over at the plans that were set down, it seems like it's going to be a nice little spot. All right. So are you going back to the keep, or are you actually going just to Port?
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go back to the keep.
Okay.
On horseback.
Got it.
I don't like these horses very much.
You can walk.
I'll wait till everybody else is walking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Why is this in my way? Making your way back to the keep. About another day or so passes. On the horseback, it's only about a day's worth of travel, so you're able to kind of return. Returning, you find the keep, not the keep, the dean in the commons of the keep. kind of looks over and sees you stepping in. Did you forget something?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
We spoke about.
he nods.
Yeah, we
I
forgot.
should have remembered as well.
That's okay. That's why we're here.
Zabrax, Neris, and Apex, what you saw when I left the plot for the estate, just keep it to yourselves, if you could, please.
Oh, okay.
It's just best that people don't see me in any other light than this kind of vulnerable human figure just trying to do good.
Okay.
You're welcome to enter the Hall of Keepers with us if you wish.
Sure.
Should we go get Professor Fandel?
If you think he'd...
Well, I don't know. You said you wanted him there, so.
I was thinking more along the lines of Mikhail.
Oh.
Professor Mikhail, as you had said, it had to do with Gragda, so...
Oh. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's probably in his office. Skip, if you would, you know where it is, right? Certainly. I'll be back. As for us, after you, he kind of walks over, makes his way to the spot between where the portraits are. So in the kind of central entryway of the keep, like when you get up the steps and walk inside, there is these kind of large double doors and then smaller doors on that, so you're not constantly having to open the two, but they're usually always just kind of open. Right when you walk in, there's these 4 pillars that are there on the sides, and then against the walls there are 4 large portraits, probably a good 10 or so feet tall by about 8 or so feet wide, and then each portrait is of each individual, like, first keeper. There's like a human individual, an elven woman, a dwarf, and then a dragonborn individual that are all these kind of portraits. On the left side where the human and the elven individual are, in the middle of it, there's probably about a 5 or so foot gap that's there. The dean kind of walks over, takes his hand in front of it and kind of moves it downward. There's this shimmer of purple arcane energy that reveals a door there. Kind of opens it up. As he opens it, you step over and he makes his way down, and as he walks down and you begin to also walk down, can see that there is these like flickering lights that start to kind of all come on as you're making your way down the steps. Making your way down the steps, you get to a point where there's kind of this tunnel that branches off in different ways, kind of goes left or right. Going down this left path, you find an archway that has these kind of arcane glyphs all along the sides of it. The dean steps through, you can see there's like a faint glow to it, and then everybody else also begins stepping through. There's like a faint glow as you pass through. Once you get inside, there are these large braziers, like kind of on the side, that are huge basins. They don't really have, it doesn't look like wood or anything on the inside, there's just kind of coals that are sitting there. As the dean begins to walk further into this large open room, it's probably about the size of the commons of the keep. It's just this large, vast, open space. And as he steps in, they kind of like light and flame up like really, really high. Steps his way in, and you can see that there is a raised platform in the middle of this area that has several pedestals with these glass cases on them. There are like swords down here, kind of artifacts like these large teeth. There is this kind of also similar banner to the one that you saw up in his office that's kind of sitting there. You can see a large kind of sword that's on a pedestal that has a glass case over it. You can see what appears to be a tablet, like this kind of stone tablet that has a very strange, unfamiliar symbol on it that's sitting kind of on the side with a glass case over it. That you'd imagine is probably the stone Tenebris was referring to, like when you see it and look over at it. Making your way in, you can see that these glass cases, like if you were to try to just grab it and pull it off, like it's not going anywhere. That doesn't seem like it's just like display case and then you just grab it and take off with it. They seem very secure in the spots that they are in. A little bit of time passes once you get down here. You also see kind of at the far end of where this platform is with all these several pedestals, and the pedestals aren't like set up in a way where they're kind of over to the side. They're just kind of erected all over the actual platform itself. There's no specific pattern in which they're set up. To the far side of it, you see a very, very large book that is just kind of closed. It doesn't have a glass case or anything over it, but the book itself is just kind of sitting there closed. A little bit of time passes before Professor McHale makes his way down along with Skip. Professor McHale is this elderly individual, these kind of golden yellow robes that he has on. His hair probably comes about shoulder length. He has a long beard. Steps forward, makes his way in. Just nods. Keepers, good to see you.
Hello.
Walks forward. So, kind of looks at the dean. Yes, if you would, I guess. And he kind of walks over, goes on the floor and kind of puts his hand in like a large, almost like square shape across the floor before the kind of white marble floor itself actually like rises up and then sits there, and he just kind of presents.
Cool. All right. Yep. One moment. Open up my bag.
Alright. Take the box out, set it down. See the large like wooden crate that has all of those glyphs along the edges of it, and that symbol in the center with the kind of glass container that has that liquid on the inside. Mikhail takes and goes into the side pocket and puts some glasses at the tip of his nose and pushes them forward, puts his hands behind his back and kind of leans and looks in at it. Glasses. Whatever this is, I don't recommend opening it by any means.
Yeah, we wouldn't. No.
Never.
I still think we should open it.
No.
I'm going to suggest against that. Destroying it would probably also just open it. Putting it back from whence it came would probably be the best option, but...
Well, we have no idea what that is.
You said you saw a portal.
Yeah, it could have been from there.
We destroyed the portal.
But I think giving it to those people is probably not a good choice either.
Agreed.
Because they wanted it.
From all of the scriptures that are upon here, whatever the messenger is...
Supposed to bring the end, I think.
Yes.
Beginning of the end.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll start it, at least, with several religious books, regardless of who you follow, all talk about not letting the beginning ever happen. The beginning is very cryptic in whatever it is. It could be, a chain of events. It could be this box even. It's never really been said what exactly it is, but if this is what the beginning is to be, I say that we leave it here, encased in some of these glass cases in order to keep it from being
well,
left
we
into the
were
wrong
keeping it in an
hands.
extra dimensional space. Do you think it would be safer here or in there?
Depends on if the extra dimensional space is accessible by anyone.
I don't know. It's just in my bag here.
Can it be reached? Is anyone able to make their way into that plane?
I think so. Hey Connor, can you go into my bag?
Put your hand in, yeah.
It's gross chicken. I think so. So maybe here then?
Well, if it's easy as just reaching into there and grabbing it, then I would say yes.
Okay.
There's a lot more that needs to be done in order to obtain it from down here, as it would be just to find you out in Zaxria and take the bag.
Okay. Fair enough.
Things like this are in Zaxria now. I think we should be a little more on guard of everything that we see, but question everything.
Definitely agree there.
Whatever trials you face, Heliod's glow shine upon you, keepers. And he turns
Thank
around
you.
and makes his way towards the exit here.
Heliod.
Well, Seems that we've got everything in order here. I'll have Vandal come down here and properly seal this. Mikhail will be down later to there's protection from evil upon it, and we'll do everything that we can. Okay. Should be safe down here.
Alright, well, works for us. We just wanted to be sure it was somewhere safe.
I'd rather not have that thing that could destroy the world in our possession.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, we should probably get the move on then. Skip's been antsy for months.
I think it's about time.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been waiting for a while.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. Farewell, keepers.
It's been nice seeing you. We'll be back in whenever.
Works for me. Be safe.
Contact us if you need anything.
Yep.
Do the best we can. You guys make your way out. He actually walks over to what you can see now as the Dean kind of steps out in front of you guys and makes his way over towards the sides of the area down here, kind of to the sides of the large braziers that are down here. The another large portrait, the same 4 portraits, but they're in a much larger scale, probably 15 feet tall, about 10 feet wide, of the same individuals, and then beneath that some sort of a tomb or a crypt that you'd mentioned probably the body or something is in. You can see the one of the human individual he just kind of walks over to, standing there. You can see flowers that are kind of placed at the bottom of it. He's just kind of standing, looking up at it as you guys continue to walk out and leave. Make your way out of the doorways of the keep, out that kind of hidden door there, and then out the gates. The horses, you probably would have had to leave, kind of tie off. The guards would have taken them when you got in and then tied them off in the stables. Skip summons his steed, begins making your guys' journey towards the south, towards Port Creed, I'd imagine. Yes? Alrighty.
Only one accessible to us.
Readily accessible.
We can go all the way back to Port Rumenheim.
No. That sounds like a waste of time.
Alrighty.
And
So,
if we are going there, we would stop at the Lyceum.
Yeah, true. True.
enough time has passed now to where it is the 5th of Urazeth. The month of Isateth is no more. Alright, this is after traveling and everything, making your way, actually getting to the port itself. Alright. Get this open. Anything anybody wants to do along the way to Port Creed?
Nope, not really.
Nothing? Alrighty.
Just looking at the stars.
True.
Probably gonna adapt at
Looking
some
at
point on the way.
Do what?
Probably gonna adapt at some point on the way.
Okay.
Me too.
Me too.
Me three.
Oh shit. We're all taking levels.
Everyone's adapting out here, boys.
Yeah. Adapt to overcome.
So, making your way into the port.
Heck yeah.
Arriving at the port, there is only one ship currently that you can see. It's a bit loud, and with the banging of wood, and you can hear this kind of movement of a dozen or so workers. There's currently some construction going on. There's several workers kind of near that plot of land you saw previously that was kind of leveled. Now they seem to be laying a foundation for a building. Appears to be decent size, rectangular kind of building. The dock itself is very small in comparison to like where you saw Port Rumenheim and even Port Krista. Port Krista was very, very minimalistic in its way. Just kind of had the dock and then kind of these beach houses and the one central inn, if you would, where you originally went, and then the portmaster's kind of storehouse. You can see that it seems like there is this kind of small building up over time that is going on here, and then over to the side, the tavern kind of / inn on the eastern side of this kind of small port. You can see the few warehouses that are to the side of the docks where the ships are, and then there's the one ship kind of at port. The ship that you're looking at appears unfamiliar. It seems about the same size of the Gilded Gust, Captain Hawthorne's ship, but it is a little more unkempt. But aside from that, it seems like a functional ship. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no actual flags being hung from it or anything of that sort. There's no crest. There's just kind of these white sails. But it is about the same size of the Gilded Gust and of like kind of the same make.
Okay.
What do you wish to do?
What do you think about that ship? Looks kind of a little bit more run down than the last one we were on, but looks like it'll work.
Do you think it'd be cheaper to buy a ship or to rent one? Because we'd have to pay a crew as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Ander kind of looking over at the ship.
Would you buy that one, Ander?
Yeah, I mean, we've got enough gold. I mean, we could probably repair a couple of things on it.
What kind of things look like they need repairing?
The back mast.
That
A
doesn't
little
sound
bit of
cheap.
wear and tear. It's not too much. It depends on what. I mean, I don't know whose ship that is. I don't know who owns that. But, I mean, if
Maybe we could just
maybe
mend it.
whoever it is, if we could just use the ship and tell them, hey, we'll make some repairs to it, it won't be that bad. Maybe 1,000 gold at most.
Oh, easy.
It's just a little bit of wood repair, nothing too fancy. All the metal on it seems okay and functional. The sails themselves aren't tattered or anything. The kind of upper deck just seems a little unkept. There's barrels all over the place, and I don't know what that is, but I don't want to touch it.
I guess we could just go find out who owns it.
Yeah. Even with the 7 of us, right? We could probably manage the ship. It's a little smaller than the Gilded Gust, so it wouldn't be too hard.
Do you think it would be wise to have like 1 or 2 crew members, just in case?
Yeah, we could. I'm definitely the captain, though.
Well, he does.
I'll give you that one.
He does know the most about sailing.
Didn't have a choice.
Do we have to get
There
you like
is a choice.
Zavrek grunts really loudly, but knows that it's in disdain and not going to really be acknowledged.
You grunt, and he kind of twitches.
Are we gonna have to get you a stool so that you can steer?
I'll be fine. But, probably.
Yeah. I could hold you up and you steer.
I'd rather have a stool.
Alright, whatever.
Every time you pick me up, it's really emasculating.
Yeah, sorry.
It
But
Sometimes
you
you
have
just
that
got to do
beard
it.
now, so you're
Yeah,
good.
that's true. You do
So,
have a,
maybe we should.
but
Yeah.
to be fair, if I didn't pick you up with the hags, they probably would have killed you.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess, yeah, what you said. Find whoever owns it.
Let's go find out. Should we just like,
Walk up to the workers.
I guess, or we could go to the tavern, but yeah. Let's try the workers first.
Alright, making your way over to where the workers are. There's probably a dozen or so. Not nearly as many that were building your estate. There's probably a little less than a dozen, maybe 10. Immediately, the first person you see has this very wiry kind of red beard. His hair on top is a little like tattered and all over the place, and also has kind of this red, dirty blonde color to it. Kind of sitting there smacking some wood planks together, kind of pushes the next one on top and begins to slam down on top of it. Doesn't really notice you there.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know who owns this ship?
Kind of looks out towards it. Not a clue. I didn't even see him come in. Try the tavern.
Damn, I was right.
Thanks.
Starts hitting back onto the wood. Making your way over to the tavern. As you're kind of starting to walk, you can see that it's a little cloudy where you are. There's a little bit of overcast going on. You can actually feel rain slightly start to come down a little bit. When you get inside, the construction kind of goes away. You can hear like a fireplace, a little bit of rain on the outside with some wind. People are inside, kind of talking every now and then. You hear a little bit of like coughing and like people just kind of over the side of the bar or something along those lines. There are a few patrons, like I said. You can hear people talking, kind of going back and forth. The barkeep, who is not the same individual from which you remember last time.
Anybody look like a ship captain?
This gentleman that you remember, or that you don't remember, the person behind the bar is not the same barkeep you remember, like I was saying. The gentleman is tall, his facial features are kind of rough, his hair is this kind of dark black color, and he has a small kind of rat tail haircut on the back.
No.
He kind of has like that face where he looks familiar, but you really don't recognize him, if that makes sense. Like you just kind of look at him and you're like, I feel like I've seen him before, but you actually can't put a name to the face at all. He just kind of has a very familiar face to him.
Generic bar guy number 8.
Yeah, I guess. Other than that, you can see there is 2 individuals over towards the back of the bar that seem to have cards in their hands that are just kind of going back and forth dealing them. Somebody sneezes in the corner.
Does anybody look like they own a ship?
You do see an individual kind of over in the back. Everybody in here looks like a sailor, though, so it's kind of hard to gauge. You do see somebody kind of over in the corner, seems to be like sleeping on a table as well. There's probably only about 5 or so people in here, aside from the actual barkeep. Once you make your way inside and just kind of step in, everybody gets in, the rain starts to come down a little bit on the roof. Hey, welcome to Port Creed. Come on. Could I interest you in some ale? It isn't the best tasting, but it'll sure do the job.
I'll take some ale.
Sure. Maybe a helping of some fish and onion stew to warm your bellies?
Why not?
Alright, I got a pot going right now, so I'll get you some in a second.
Okay.
The barkeep kind of goes down, grabs some cups, and starts setting them up.
Do you know who owns that ship out there?
Yeah, actually I do. That man there is the only captain in this fine establishment.
The sleeping one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came in about 3 weeks ago, but his crew left for somewhere else.
Has he been sleeping the whole 3 weeks?
His crew hasn't been back since. Since that time, he's just been sitting here drinking and eating. He stays on a ship some nights, and here some other nights.
So it's just him and no crew?
Yeah, for the most part, for the last 3 weeks. He doesn't cause much trouble, so we'll just let him sleep there if he must.
He doesn't want it anymore. He'll just give it to us for free. All right, cool. Well, we'll take the fish stew.
Can I get an ale as well?
Yeah. Aside from the 7 I'm pouring right now.
Yeah.
All right. He kind of puts all the cups up and sets all the cups up and just kind of goes down with a large kind of pitcher almost and pours over all the cups. Splashes a little bit on top. You can smell the ale is very pungent. It has a very, very musty smell to it, like it's very severely like fermented. He pushes them forward out in front of you. It's a little bit of a home brew. It's different from what I usually is here. Different from what the old barkeep had. Name's Renfield, so if you're ever here and you need anything, feel free to ask.
What happened to the old barkeep?
Couldn't tell you.
Cool.
He's not here anymore. That's all I know.
That's fair, you know.
I take 2, and I head over to the sleeping captain.
Alrighty. Anybody else going with Connor? Moldrak?
I'll go over.
Apex?
I'm just gonna order another ale.
Alright. You sit up there and order another drink. Naris just kind of has her arms up on the bar and is like looking out. Wraith's kind of on the side and like keeps like poking his head out and then poking it back down.
What did you say his name was? Renfield?
The barkeep's name is Renfield.
Okay.
The captain, he did not
we don't
know.
Okay.
Doesn't know what his name is.
Renfield, you put the tab on me. Whenever it's finished, I'll pay it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Your name?
Connor.
Connor. Got it. Writes it. He goes, I know a Connor. That name sounds familiar. I mean, a lot of people are named Connor, but
It's
Really?
true.
a Connor that, the group of you, I mean, you guys you're the keepers.
Just traveling patrons.
Make a deception check.
Oh no.
Oh, look. Why not? That was a bad one. Deception?
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. He goes, alright. Turns around. Another one for you, yeah?
Please.
Pours it, hands it in front of you.
God, you shouldn't have put the tab on you. He's gonna drink 1,000,000 of it.
It's okay.
Another, please.
Oh, yes, sure. 1 second. Just kind of grabs a pitcher. Sets it in front of you.
I enjoyed this. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And the stew for all you guys. He just starts kind of setting bowls up and ladling it into all of it.
You go talk to this guy?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Walk over.
Alrighty, so walking over to the captain, there's this very strong smell of booze and it lingers. It fades from your nose and then comes back just as pungent the first time.
It's a mix of fish and
He
booze.
reeks as well. It's kind of BO and ale smell, a little fishy as well, and he's visibly dirty, kind of in the chair, rocks a little bit. He's dwarven, but tall. You can see he's probably about 5'4". His beard is unkempt and kind of goes over to the side, has bits of like refuse in it. You can see that there's like food bits that are on the side. He has a gold coin that has a hole poked in it that's tied around his neck, kind of like a pendant. He seems like he doesn't even notice you're but a few feet from him, and he reaches out and grabs his mug in front of him and just kind of like takes it, like, looks, sets it back down.
How's it going?
Empty.
Here, take this one.
You got my drink, yeah?
Sure.
Oh, alright. I was gonna tell you to piss off if you didn't. Takes it. Thank you. Grabs it and is like kind of falling towards the front of the table and then picks himself up.
Now that you accepted my greeting, we were told that you're the captain of the fine ship out there.
Yeah. Fine
Heading
ship.
anywhere?
Fine ship. No.
You
He kinda
thinking
looks
about
up.
heading anywhere?
Name's Captain Rendar Clegdale. Captain of what, you ask? That beaten up bundle of wood out there that you're asking about. And not a single crew member anymore but myself. Had the crew once. Crew so good pirates didn't dare sail the same sea. Kind of leans forward, grabs the cup. Time went on, many of them died. Old age, disease, the occasional monster of the sea. We took on our own monsters of the sea every now and then too.
Okay.
He leans back a little. I've chartered crew after crew here and there, hoping for adventures, but I've seen every single drop of water Zaxria has to offer. I'm done sailing it. Want to return to Port Hummerheim, where I'm from, find a fishing boat and live out my days there, but that's not going to happen with the damned plague going on. People die in the sickness. I've
You got any family up there?
family.
Yeah. Up in Port Rumenheim?
No. I mean, if I did, they're probably dead now, but...
Hey, shouldn't be good to go back. That plague's just long gone.
Huh?
Hey. We took care of it.
Took care of the plague.
Yeah. It's no more. Besides in this weird box, but that's about it.
Make a charisma check.
3.
Also a 3.
Oh shit.
Disadvantage doesn't do well. How'd you deal with the plague and what box?
No idea what the box is, but plague, that was like these, what do they call them? Hags?
Hags. He just puts it in. I don't give a fuck. Port Rumenheim is good though, yeah?
Yeah, you can go back.
It's
anytime.
fine.
I mean, there might be some remnants of people still sick, but it's good to go.
Are you gonna walk? You gonna take your ship?
That ship's staying here. I'm gonna try to find somebody to take off me hands, actually.
Can we take it off your hands?
He looks and...
Actually.
Do you know how to sail?
Well,
The little man over there at the bar.
I can sail. Who said that? I know that voice didn't come out of you.
No.
Kind of looks over at the bar. Looks kind of around. I can sail.
you really can.
Well, if you got the coin, I don't really mind too much.
How much?
8,000 gold pieces. She's all yours.
6,000.
7.
6,500.
Kind of
Show-
looks...
And Connor. Show him the gems.
I pull out a 1-2 pound emerald. Or it's actually 3 pounds. One of these and it's all yours.
He kind of holds it. It's gonna be a little bit of a hassle trying to find someone to actually buy this off of me. He kind of hiccups a little bit.
Sure, if you head over to the Brimshire Mountains, there's many jewel traders over there.
I'm sure there is. I think I'm heading towards Rumenheim, right?
Yep.
Kind of holds it.
Flawless.
Say one of these and 5,000 gold. Takes and pushes it towards you. If you want the ship, that is.
You said you've sailed all the seas from Zaxria.
Okay.
You ever find the sunken city?
Sunken City.
Iandros?
He kind of puts his hand up. Doesn't interest me any.
That's where
I
that
like to
guy's
stay
from.
above the water, on top of it. He looks at Skip. Skip. Hey.
That ain't the booze talking.
I pull out another emerald.
Oh, now we're talking. Alright. You got any actual coin on you aside from the gems here?
I don't have solid coin, but I do have, and I pull out a small chunk of gold. I have that.
Takes the kind of pushes the emeralds and the chunk. That'll do.
All right.
She had a name once, but that's long lost. Whatever you want. It's yours now. He kind of goes in his side and the paperwork for the ship is on the ship. He kind of grabs in front of him. Anybody got some paper?
Got paper?
Pull out my book. Flip it to a page.
Yeah.
Empty.
Perhaps. Quill, some ink, maybe? Anyone? Resourceful. All right.
Yep.
Grabs it and starts like writing on it. Who is going to be the captain here of this here ship?
Ander Wetfoot.
Captain Ander Wetfoot. All right. She starts writing. Kind of stops for a second. Continues to write again. Alrighty. Rolls up the piece of paper after he kind of rips it out of the book. Hands it over to Ander. Ander takes it. Looks legit.
Does it?
Closes it up. Yeah. Puts it on the side. Alright, we're good.
All right. Well, we bought the ship.
That ship is a tough one, so it's seen a lot of action.
Okay.
It's got a lot of worth and character to it.
Cool. Definitely better than the brand new ship.
He leans back and just kind of... Alright, well, yeah, pleasure, I guess.
Okay.
Feel like I'm dreaming.
You are.
Alright. Just takes the emeralds, puts them in like a small bag that's next to him, like a backpack, opens it up, grabs the chunk and is like holding it. Does this cover my stay since I've been here? Yeah, certainly. I'll come grab it. Kind of makes his way over. Takes it. Appreciate it. It's in his pocket. Do you guys want anything else?
I'll take another bowl of the fish stew.
I'm still just sipping on my ale.
Yeah. Alright. Kind of pours the bowl, hands it up towards you. 120 gold pieces for the ale and food.
Got it.
That's fine.
He sits there, waits. I'm gonna do some other things while you count it out. Starts cleaning, doing other things as you begin to
Okay.
count it piece by piece. Alright.
He's just gonna sit here for like 5 minutes
Yeah, he's
counting us out.
Guys.
I've left at this point. I'm going to look at the ship.
100's good. We call it 100. He kind of grabs it and pulls it towards him. Puts
Best
it in
negotiation.
puts it in a pouch.
That's how we should have did the ship. He would have stopped at 1,000 gold.
1, 2. How bad's the storm looking? Or the rain?
It's just raining like lightly. Once you step outside, you can see it's not too bad. A little wind every now and then, but other than that,
Did they cease working on the ship? Or are they still working on it?
like around it, yeah, they're not really there. Like the rain kind of came in, and they just all made their way towards the tavern or the warehouses.
Well, I'd say let's check out our new purchase.
Yep.
Real quick, guys. We're gonna take this ship out to the ocean to find the city under it, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just going underwater.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we just leave the ship on the water,
That's the plan.
and it's just gonna stay there.
There's an anchor. Hopefully.
Well, Iandros is actually in the center of Southbrook, probably. So maybe if we just dock it somewhere and then
In the
walk up.
center of South.
Yes, where
I
the
thought it was off like.
no, it's actually in the center of where the 3 islands are. It used to all be one major land piece until the center
So we
parted
can
it.
just dock it at a port.
We should be able to, yes, and then just walk our way over.
We're gonna have to pay port fees.
That answers that question.
Okay.
That's okay. I still have a lot of money, regardless of how much we just spent.
You drink a lot.
Let out a large belch. Yep. usually do?
It's about 80 gold's worth of beer.
I could go for more, if you're offering.
Nope.
Not offering.
Alright, Ander, look at the ship. See how much needs to be fixed before we can go.
Alright, we're definitely going to have to do something before we leave, though. That does not look exactly how I wanted it to. Now that we're a little closer, it may be a little more expensive than I thought to fix it.
Okay.
Not too expensive, but just a little more.
Alright.
Such as?
How expensive and what needs to be done?
Anders' character sheet should be over there, I think, somewhere.
Probably.
Go ahead and just make, just roll a d20 and then just add his proficiency to it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Well, proficiency and, shit. We'll do intelligence. Just for his knowledge of boats.
23.
23. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. The central mast is good. We're okay.
Alright.
This back one needs a little bit of work. All the sails are intact. Everything seems fine. He kind of starts making his way up the dock, as you guys are too. The rain's still coming down a little bit, but not like too heavy. It's just like barely sprinkling. You guys step onto the actual like deck itself, the upper deck of the ship. Kind of looks a couple holes that we should probably patch. We don't want anybody stepping on these when we, are on the deck working.
Probably mend those.
So we can, yeah, we could do that. That'd probably work really good for that. There's probably a lot of stuff we can actually just fix with that. But we're gonna need probably, I'd say, 8 feet or so of just lumber.
Well, there's a forest nearby.
We could do that. Yeah, that works for me. Maybe just put an additional plank along that back mast there. Maybe some work up top. We could get maybe about 100 plus feet of rope to try to fix some of these on the side. Kind of looks over. That looks fine. Goes over towards the bow of the ship. Grabs on the rail and kind of gives it a good push. Just looks over the side of it. The hull looks like it's intact. I'm going to go below deck, see if anything's leaking. Hopefully not.
Okay.
I'd imagine it probably would have sank if it was really bad, but there could be some water down there, so
Yep.
he steps his way down. Shit! Somebody, come here for a second.
I come down there.
Alright, we got about a foot of water down here, and that's not good. It's coming from somewhere.
Alright, let's find it.
Yeah, if we find it, we can probably just patch it.
Alright, where's it at?
Not sure.
Swim.
He's actually like, if he gets down into it, probably up to his chest. So he just kind of is at the bottom step, like looking down into it.
Oh.
I'm not going in that.
Hang on.
I can take a look.
I mean, I can't.
I can probably get all the water out at once.
Puts his ear in there. I mean, I can't hear it, so it's probably at the bottom part. Like at the keel of the ship. I don't think it's on the sides of the hull.
So do we have to go under the water?
Probably.
All right.
Looks around. Everything else looks pretty good.
Okay. Well.
Bless me.
Bless you.
Think about it.
Can Zarbrex walk down there and plop his head in the water and make a perception check?
Yeah. Go ahead and make one with disadvantage. It's a little cloudy.
Oh shit. It's not good. It's just probably not going to work at all. Actually, no, it's an @1 because it's disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As you kind of just pop your head down, you actually lean forward and then just pass out in the water from being so drunk. You just, and then your arms kind of float up. Is he dead?
I don't think
Moldrak, grab him.
I'm still breathing for the record.
I pick him up.
Picture up. You just
I kind of like lay him on the steps.
Yeah. As
And
you
then
pick him up, he's just passed out.
I just jump off the side of the ship into the water.
You feel like taps on the side of your face.
Oh wow.
You see Ander with like his full beard and like very like childlike features on the face.
What happened?
You put your head in there and just fell asleep.
Oh.
You were still breathing though. That was weird.
Don't worry about it. I swam a lot.
Well, I mean, you're already soaked. It looks like there's a nice little hammock over there if you want to go take a nap.
Maybe. We're gonna try to like stand up and just stumble over.
Yeah.
How far away is the hammock?
Probably a good like 10 or so feet.
All right, I'm pretty much just gonna like crawl there.
Yeah, and just like splashing through the water that's on the bottom. Make your way over. Get up. Bundle in it, and then it just kind of like swings heavily when you just plop into it.
Fall back asleep.
All right.
Can I look around the deck or any quarters or anything like that? See if anything got left behind.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm trying to find the hole. I just jumped into the water and I'm trying to find the hole.
Okay.
19.
19, and then Moldrak, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Is it at disadvantage?
Since you're in the water, yes.
Alright, it's a straight roll. 21.
21. All right, shit. Okay. You looking on the central deck there, Connor, you can't really see, like, the barrels and crates that are kind of tossed about are more there for maybe storage purposes if you were to find things you wanted to put inside of them. They're all empty. There's nothing inside of them. You can tell that there definitely was something within the quarters, like the captain's quarters here. The table where you'd imagine like a map to be, or charts of things and charter type things. There's nothing on here. It's an empty table. You can see over towards the side where there were probably a couple crates and things stacked. There's nothing anymore, as this like layer of dust that was sitting there. There's like dust and then the outline of what appears to be boxes that like were stacked up over on the side. Nothing too crazy. Looking around in here as well, you actually come to a desk that is like fastened to the captain's quarters in here, and you can see on the back part there's like a long, probably 2.5 foot wide by probably about 1.5 foot tall panel kind of window that's set up in the captain's quarters, so you can kind of see behind and out. Looking around in here, the desk that's like right in front of that, there's no chair that's there. It's just kind of tossed over on the side or something. But you kind of start looking and rummaging through all of the drawers and actually find the small like deed that's in there for the ship. There's no name on the bottom of it. It just kind of says the deed to the ship. There's no name on there. It seems like whoever, like the captain, probably just got it and never filled anything out, just stuffed it in the drawer. It was just at sea for years, and nobody's ever really even checked it or anything along those lines. But the deed's just kind of like tucked in there. There's also several other papers that have been like crumpled up and thrown over to the side. There are probably 3 or so nautical type kind of maps that are stuffed into these. So the desk itself has the central kind of drawer in the center, and then on the side there's 3 drawers, and then on the other side it's just like scroll case container kind of set up to where there's like 6 holes that are there. There's 3 on each side. 3 on the top are just kind of there. You take the scroll like maps out and kind of look at them. A lot of them are already like written on, and distances between this place and that place. It kind of actually gives you a lot more of a picture of how traveling would be. There's a lot of routes that are drawn upon it from here to here, and distances and estimated kind of depth. Not really like to the exact mile of how deep it is, but almost like different gauges of colors that are based upon how deep it is. In some spots you can see the shores like this almost yellow color, and then it just kind of in some spots gets to this almost like so deep of a blue it's almost black, to where it's kind of set up. It's very, very intricate the way it's all laid out, but it is also kind of crinkled and dusty and old, and doesn't seem like it's been used for a while, for reasons unknown to you. But you can take them out and survey them, look over them, and investigate them as much as you'd like.
Any like routes to Southbrook?
Yes, you do find there are amongst the 3 maps that are there. One of them has like all of these routes kind of drawn upon it and everything, and it is laid out the same way that the map that Finn kind of gave you is, but it is more detailed. The continents look a little more of a defined shape, as a guess of how Finn kind of drew them out. Azeron is actually not even on the maps. It doesn't appear as though there's any need for it, as it's just kind of taking up this space on the thing itself. But there is a lot of chartered kind of these lines drawn in the Dragon's Maw Ocean of where the ship has kind of sailed from what you could imagine. That tundra area seems like the ship has been over there. The Iron Depths, the whole northern side there, the western side. There is a good portion of the Sea of Souls that actually has like this circle around it, where it doesn't appear like anybody goes near, and the part there is this very, very deep blue color that almost appears black. Just seems like completely uncharted, like this ship has not been around it at all. And it's not this defined circle, it's just kind of like this circular shape around it that they just kind of avoid. Near Southbrook, you can see the water is pretty deep. There's a lot of this kind of, I wouldn't say navy blue, but just like a tone lighter than that of a blue color, to where you'd imagine the depth is pretty substantial. Looking at the route, it's almost like a straight shot either from Port Creed to Southbrook, or actually, circumventing that and just going along the shore and then cutting down. So it's kind of just more of a choice type of matter, where you're either going to go straight there or along the shore and then cut from Port Vista down. But you can see the one that has that, there's like a little bit of these kind of hyphened or like dashed lines that start like right where the redwoods are along the shore, and then another that goes actually down towards it, so it appears like the two routes, that route that goes along the shore also splits to where it's like, okay, once you reach this point, you can also just go straight to Southbrook. So the route of either just going straight there or following the shore is the only two that you can really see.
Okay.
Moldrak, as for you, beneath the ship, once you kind of get down and start looking around, feel yourself kind of like pushing yourself so you're not like floating, or like floating up to the top. You're kind of having to like push, like swim, get a little lower. You reach like the bottom, very bottom part of the ship where the keel is, where your Ander had kind of said the water's probably coming in through. Kind of grabbing, like digging your nails in a little bit, but not enough to just like poke another hole in, and kind of grabbing on the ship as you're looking down. You can breathe underwater for a good amount of time, right? Even without casting a spell.
Yeah. Is it my Constitution modifier in minutes?
Yes.
So I have a good 3 minutes before I need to come up again.
Okay. So as you are kind of grabbing and kind of quickly looking along, you can see there's almost like a little bit of a swirl kind of near one spot of it, where it appears like water is like slowly pushing its way in. Okay. It's probably only about, like, it's like a slit about that big. It kind of like cracked over the side where it looks like a piece of wood, maybe like hit a rock or something and just kind of snapped off really, really hard.
Okay. So you said it's like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and one hand and just wave my hand over it and cast Mending.
Okay. Just make a spellcasting check for me, like use your spellcasting ability.
Yep.
I know with the spell it usually just lets you just do it, but
so just plus my spellcasting ability.
Yeah, so plus your wisdom and proficiency.
Almost
okay.
So
almost like you're doing it to hit type of thing.
22.
22. All right. With that kind of under there, pushing yourself, you can kind of feel your breath, escaping you a bit. So you kind of hold a little more, and then do this like bit of a movement across. It goes from this kind of green color that goes into this deep blue that goes over the wood. And then there's like a shimmer of energy as it closes it off. You can see and kind of feel it. The wood closes up. You can't see the water kind of pushing itself up in there anymore. Gonna get over towards the top surface. Anders kind of sitting there. Well,
I think we're good. We're gonna have to get the water out.
All right. Somebody should probably go get some wood. We need about 8 feet of lumber to fix this mast back here.
Okay.
I don't think mending's gonna do anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're probably gonna need me to carry the wood, or Zarvarex can go get the wood. I'm just gonna climb up the side of the ship.
Okay. Good luck waking him up.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably drunk.
I think I'd be dead if I drank that much.
I'll get the water out. Oh boy, it's coming down.
All right. So, as you kind of get up, make your way up to the upper deck, and are kind of sitting there, everybody kind of grouped up besides Zara, who's sleeping below. All right, so Moldrak, you're going to get the water,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
All right, we need somebody else to get the wood.
Well, I might have to do both if Zarvrex is sleeping.
Okay, I'm not waking him up.
Yeah, no. The water should be pretty quick.
All right, and then we'll patch it up and probably be gone. I'd say we'll leave in the morning because
Okay.
I don't want to start sailing for the first time as a captain at night.
Yep. All right. Well, let's start with the water.
If you need me, I'll be in the captain's quarters.
All right.
Bottom right drawer. Take a look.
Oh, all right. Why were you in the captain's quarters?
Because it's as much as my ship as it is yours.
Debatable, but also true. Makes his way over across the deck. You see him trying to stand a little taller as he makes his way in. Apex?
Sup?
Captain would have been better, but okay.
No.
Walks in, opens the door, kind of closes it behind him.
I'll see you later, Andy.
All right. So I'm gonna go down underneath the ship. Okay.
Apex is kind of looking at his legs. And you notice the muscles look a lot more defined on him. Like almost like there's like cheetah legs or something, almost in a way. There's muscles.
Okay. Did you write down the new adaptations? Okay.
While Moldrak's dealing with the water and the wood, Connor's just gonna be mending the little holes and whatnot that he can
Like on
find.
the deck and everything? Okay, cool.
All right. So standing down in the water, I'm going to just kind of stick my hand down in the water, feel around, and then I'm going to cast Control Water.
All right.
And it doesn't really give me like an explicit effect where I could just move it out of the ship, but I figured the redirect flow could work for that. So you cause flowing water in the area to move in a direction you choose, even if the water has to flow over obstacles, up walls, or in other unlikely directions. The water in the area moves as you direct it, but once it moves beyond the spell's area, it resumes flow based on the terrain conditions. The water continues to move in the direction you choose until the spell ends or you choose a different effect. And Control Water lets me control... so it's a cube that's up to 100 feet on any side.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try and move the water up the steps and off the side of the ship.
Okay.
Unless there's like a porthole or something I can move it out of.
All right. Just kind of making it like up the ship because there's not really like holes on the side or anything. It's very like solid the way it's built.
Yeah.
Pulling all of the water up kind of the steps, you can feel like you're actually having to like use your muscles to pull because you can feel how heavy it is, all of it at once. You can feel the power of it as you're like pushing it over the edge too. Takes you quite a bit of time to do as you're pulling it. And
it's
pulling
10 minutes. So.
Okay, yeah. Probably the full 10 minutes of you just like getting all the water. Even though it's, only about a foot or so, it's still hard to kind of control and move and get it up and out of the way, kind of get it over the side, and can actually feel your muscles are a little tense. You feel a little tired, but you're okay and able to actually get all of the water, out of there.
All right. And then I'm going to go try and procure some wood planks.
Okay, yeah. You'll be able to do it, just going out and looking for some stuff there.
All right.
Alrighty. So, probably a good half hour or so passes. It's getting a little dark, but you're able to, procure the wood, bring it back, start making your way to the ship itself. Probably a little more than 8 feet you'd be able to, procure and like carry with you at the same time and make your way over. Get over and kind of drop it on the deck. As you drop it on the deck of the ship, Zara, you hear like this loud like thud, and it kind of makes you sit up for a second. kind of look around, look at the floor. All the water's gone. Kind of look up, can hear commotion above deck too.
Hup, 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 hup.
All right, so you're like able to just kind of take the wood, get them in as best of a plank as you possibly can. It's a little difficult as you're not able to obviously machine it or anything like
Right.
that. But you are able to carve it down or break it in any way you need. It's a little bulged out compared to the other large posts that are already there, as you're having to kind of piece it together and attach all of this. But you are able to fix it. Andrew kind of takes a look. All right, I think we just rest here for the night and leave in the morning.
All right, Captain.
Hey, thanks. That's me. All right. Moldrak's my first mate.
Zar kind of comes up and sees
Easy,
them
that's
working
all I
on
had to
it,
do.
and it just sits there.
Yeah.
Still inebriated.
I'm going to sleep. I just go to wherever the crew's quarters is.
Yep. Below, there's a lot of hammocks that are just kind of sitting. There's also a couple of cots that are the wooden leg on the bottom is tied to some rope that goes through a little bit of a corner kind of joist that's on the ground. There's a hole drilled in that it's tied to, and they're just kind of tucked over to the side. There's probably only 2 or 3 actual beds, and then there's maybe 5 or 6 hammocks that are kind of all swaying up and around.
I'll take a bed.
All right.
Bedtime already?
Yep, it's getting late.
Okay, I'll just go back to my hammock then.
Good seeing you. All right. You see Ander is wired and kind of, anxious. Waking you all up bright and early.
Get to some sleep, Ander.
All right, kind of bright and early, guys.
Yep.
In the
All
morning.
right, Captain.
Okay.
Go to bed.
Makes his way over towards the captain's quarters. Alrighty.
If I'm first mate, I totally get to drive the ship.
You pilot ships.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, as you are sleeping, Zarvrax, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Nani?
Actually, just a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Yep, not a
Wisdom
saving throw.
check.
Just a check.
Okay. 9?
9?
About to give these boys some
Yeah, because there's
ASMR.
no anything to it, right?
Unless you have a wisdom modifier, but
Oh, I mean, it's just a +1 then, yeah.
yeah.
Add 1.
So 10.
10.
Nice.
10 works for me.
It rolled off a 20. Feels bad.
The quiet sounds of the ship disappear. You fall into sleep and you hear this loud rumble, this rain, thunder. While you're sleeping, your eyes don't open, but you can feel your body kind of stand, but then you feel like you're not actually standing, almost like you're floating. You feel your arms kind of at your side, your legs out in front of you, also floating. Feeling underneath you, you try to feel some sort of ground, but you feel your arms actually submerge in water. Kind of lift it up to your side and lift your other arm up, and you can see both of them in front of you. Then you feel your feet kind of go beneath you, and you start to feel as though you're swimming. You can feel your arms kind of to the sides. The storms and the thunder, you're kind of looking around, can see these deep black clouds above you. Lightning kind of arcs and lights up a little bit to what you're seeing. When it lights up, there's just this vast, endless, almost ocean out in front of you. Kind of turn, look behind you to see the same thing. Still floating, kind of swimming out in the water. Kind of looking, swim a little bit more. The thunder kind of hits again, even louder. Start swimming forward even more, trying to find some sort of land. You don't feel tired, but you just keep feeling like you're swimming. Gets to a point where you start to get frustrated as you're not being able to find anywhere to, stop and, step upon some sort of land. And as you keep swimming, the more you swim and the more fiercely you swim, the more you can feel this storm kind of pick up, and the louder it gets. It's almost overbearing as you hear the splashing of water and the thunder also as it hits. As you keep swimming harder and harder, you get to a point where you're still not feeling tired, but you just stop. As you stop, you kind of look around and look up, and as you look up, you see this deep black storm cloud that's out in front of you. And as you do, there's this huge arc of lightning that actually slams and almost hits the surface of the water. Another one that slams, and then you watch the lightning all at the same time kind of arc out in that same pattern that you saw at the Temple of Keranos. As it slams and arcs and the lightning forms that shape, your eyes kind of close and you kind of breathe and wake up in the bottom of the ship, kind of looking around at everybody. You can hear the water kind of on the outside splashing against the hull. Come to. You can see everybody actually starting to like get up as it's morning now. Start to walk around. All of you are kind of below deck. Ander is not down there. Everybody else is down there though.
Did the water come back into the ship while we were asleep, guys?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep, I got it all out.
Was there a storm?
Maybe? I don't know. I was
Just
asleep.
light rain.
No storm. Nope, no storm.
Kind of gonna just run up to the top side of the deck.
Yeah.
Just look around, see if you noticed anything. Probably not. So.
Yeah.
He's
Second,
kinda
you
weird.
kind of run up and look. See clear skies, a couple of birds. Look over. You can see like over towards where the captain's quarters are. Anders not anywhere to be seen either. If you're looking around, look at the upper deck. Nothing. The sky's clear.
Didn't Ander say he was going to wake us up bright and early?
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Me too. I'm going to go and knock on the door to the captain's
What time
quarters.
is it?
It's probably looking up at the sky like 9:30.
Yeah, this isn't really
Ander.
early.
Knock. You hear like shuffling from behind there.
Ander.
You know, the door opens up. He doesn't have his hat on. Yeah. What?
It's bright and early.
Oh my God. He grabs a hat, puts it on.
It's bright and late.
I was up all night looking at those maps, and I
Yeah.
couldn't
What
help
did I
it.
tell you?
I mean, I would have sailed right at night if I thought it was a good idea, but okay.
Ready to push off?
Yeah. It's just like up to you guys. You know.
Follow the shore.
The shore?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll follow the shore.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
All
I'd
right,
rather
Captain.
not go into deep water.
He's the navigator.
Yeah. We deep water right now. You know, we take the shore.
It's safer.
Safer.
We can test out the ship.
Test it, and we test out the ship.
Are you actually a sailor?
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right.
I am a sailor. Been on a ship. And I sailed it.
Yeah, as a pirate.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's really aggressive.
Still on a ship though, sailing.
That's true.
Just another large grunt comes from Czar.
That would make
Winces
us
again.
sailors too. I mean, we were on a ship.
That's true. We are sailors. We have sailed before.
Also true.
Technically, I'm a sailor. I've sailed before.
But there you go. We're all sailors. It's
Guys,
varying skill levels.
Actually, I think I was a captain once. I was on a ship by myself for a while.
I mean, everybody already said I'm captain. No take backs. I wrote it on the D2.
You're captain.
My ship.
You're
I
captain.
put Ander at the bottom.
That's fine. You already have your name on the deed anyways.
Yeah, he gave it to me. It's my ship.
I wasn't trying to be captain, but if you want to fight over it, we can.
No, I mean, if you want to be captain, I guess. I mean, I don't want to fight.
No, it's okay.
You're
I'm
captain.
sorry.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm captain. We're
All right.
sailing the shore because we're not going in deep water, and it's safer.
All right.
My ideas.
All right, Captain.
Thank you, First Mate.
Yep.
First Mate Moldrak.
Start untying the ship from the...
All right, untie the ropes so we can push off. Starbrax, can you please get that one?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Moldrak's got the other one.
Yep, I got it.
Apex or Skip, if you would, please. The one over there on the side, the middle one. Untie that one.
You got it, Andy.
Thank you, Captain Ander. Makes his way up towards the helm of the ship. Alright, we are heading west because that is the way to the shore. Kind of looks. Which way is west?
That way.
That way is west. Yeah. Kind of starts turns the helm. Alright, and push off. We are good to go. Drop the sails. Connor, that rope right there, please grab it. You got it. Yep. Untie it and then just let it go. Beautiful. And then the sail kind of falls down. You watch it kind of turn a little bit as he's turning the helm of the ship. Kind of a little bit of wind picks it up and you guys push off as you untie the ropes and it goes out towards the sea. We are sailing. All right. Cool. Please, I'm Ander. Connor, tie off that rope right there, please. The one you just did, so it stays up or down. You starts turning the ship, holding it. All right. Yeah. First mate, do you want to grab the helm here?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm driving. What did we talk about last night? I'm piloting. Nice.
He kind of stands next to you. He's got his fist clenched and kind of on his hips, just looking out. All right, we're sailing. We are sailing.
Blue.
Oh yeah, thanks. Wow. All right, you begin to set out to sea. Kind of, you're a little further out, and it is much deeper than the shore. You'd imagine probably 40 or so feet deep where you are currently. There's a little bit of swells every now and then, but you're probably at least 2 or 3 miles from shore. As probably being that close, you'd probably hit some sort of rocky bottoms or sand even, or just kind of beach almost, and you do not want to do that. And although Ander is a little lacking in confidence, he actually knows what he's doing. All the commands and stuff he gives are deliberate, and they do the right thing. He is able to, with you guys, man the ship entirely and get it on the right course. The first day is very, very calm. You guys don't travel too fast along the shores there. Still trying to get his bearings and figure everything out. Ander's able to try to turn the sails as best he can for you guys to get a good gust behind the sails, but the wind is currently coming like straight from the southern side, so if you were to try to get a gust, it could push you in the wrong direction too much. But he's able to really focus, and you can see at times like he's like really honed in, kind of goes below in the captain's quarters and looks at those maps that are down there. I'd imagine he speaks with you time to time about it too, like trying to figure everything out.
Whenever there's like downtime or something like that, I got my spyglass. I'm looking out.
Watch for pirates.
Got it, watching for pirates. You do see the occasional ship, but that was only at the very beginning of your travels, like towards the south, kind of coming from where you guys came originally from Port Crista or wherever. But other than that, like sticking this close to shore, not really too much going on, and it is very peaceful and quiet. And you guys you've been on ships and stuff before, but you actually feel a lot more hands-on now than you did before. Picking the course, Anders actually giving orders as to what needs to be done for the ship to, be on the right kind of path and everything set up properly. He gives pretty much everybody besides Neris orders. Like, doesn't really say much to her. And when he talks to Zarvax, it's always like, could you please, if you're not busy, just grab that and untie it. If not, I can do it myself. But everybody, is up, kind of on the top deck for the most part. Nobody's really below unless they're resting or something of the sort. Make a perception check with advantage for me, if you could, with the spyglass.
19.
19. Nice. Alright, so after resting and everything, it is the 10th of Urzeth at this point, and you can see with your spyglass kind of looking out towards the kind of directly west of you what actually appears to be where the beach starts to end and the river begins to meet the ocean, where that Dread River is kind of between, where Ophelia and Venore kind of have this split to them almost. You can see where that river is. There's also like this large peninsula that kind of comes out and is kind of sitting there. Ander, where he's at, does not seem to like notice it at all. It's probably like a good 4 or 5 miles maybe before it is prevalent, but he's still like kind of heading on this western kind of route. You can see where the river is actually pouring into the ocean. There's a little bit of like a good current that's coming out that way and kind of splashing over towards the peninsula there of Venore.
Hey, Ander.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe turn the ship, so we're not running right into, that.
Kind of puts his head over to. Oh yeah, that I was waiting. Turn the ship. We're gonna go south now towards Southbrook. Turn the ship.
Connor, which way south?
You're right. No, you're left. My right. You're left. My right. Yep.
All
Wait.
right.
No, other way.
That's right.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. He's just kind of like, everyone good?
Yep.
All right. I think we're okay. We don't have to change anything though. We just got to change our heading. We're fine. Kind of looks. You can see as you're getting a little closer. It takes a while for the ship to actually kind of get a good turn to it. So you're probably a good 1.5 miles from the peninsula as you begin to turn. And you can see, as you're making this kind of turn, the shore that's right there has these very, very large redwood trees that are there. And you can actually see what appears to be like a small village or something maybe that's on the shore there. A couple of people kind of step out and look over towards you. You can't really make out very many features of them. You're gonna wave. See a hand kind of go up and wave also. They're a good distance away, but you get like a good a good glimpse of the redwoods there. They are very similar to the ones that you saw going in. These trees are probably like 80 feet tall. The base of them is a good like 10 to 15 feet like wide. Like they are just these huge trees. And there's hundreds of them. Like you can't even see into the forest because there's just so many of these trees all over the place. This is like Venore where like all the elves are and everything. It's very isolated, so it's like kind of like a quick glimpse of it as you kind of go past, as you probably would have never like really seen it even from where you came originally, aside from going to Port Rubenheim and seeing it over on the other side. But even that, kind of cool to just drive or go past it really quick and see it there and then continue on. Alrighty, so.
And like every day that we're kind of like at sea, I'm just like intensely like watching what Anders telling everyone to do so that I can, like if he needs to do stuff as a captain, I can run the ship for him.
Okay.
So like he can do what he needs to do and I can be like, you do that, you do that.
Okay.
You should be doing this at this time.
Alright, gotcha. Yep. Actually roll a d20 for me and then just add your wisdom. And then somebody also make a roll for Ander and add his wisdom.
I rolled a 20. Is it a 1?
No.
Okay.
It's 3.
It's a 3.
I rolled a 2.
Alright. You can
His wisdom's
see,
not very good.
You got what? 20?
20, yeah.
Okay. So, Ander definitely knows what he's doing, but gets very, very flustered at times and overwhelmed and kind of like forgets little things, like turning the ship away from like a rock or something out in the middle of the water or like some refuse.
Right.
Not like a rock, but just like debris or something floating out there, or maybe there is some sort of a small landmass, like a tiny island that's out there that he just completely misses, and you like kind of being at the helm or not being at the helm will like tell him like, hey, like turn. So between the two of you, you're able to like really get it down.
Okay.
And it gets to a point where Anders starts to realize like, okay, you're able to start giving people orders too, so he calms down a bit.
Yeah.
Cool. But he's getting less flustered, but is still a little overwhelmed right now because he feels like this is his moment. He's having a lot on his shoulders, but you guys are able to kind of delegate and do okay. Alrighty, as you guys begin to go further out to sea, before we get even further into this journey, we're going to pick it up there next week. Hopefully with everybody next week.
Yeah.
That way everybody can participate in the shipness. the shippiness,
Yeah.
the sailing. We appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, go follow Ashley's Twitter too, Pandamunium, PANDAMEWNIUM. Yes, yeah. I spelt it right. Okay. And then thanks for everybody that's been continually watching and everything. Podcast is going to go up tonight, the one from last week, and then we'll record another one today. Take it easy.